This is Kate Baconsale. You're listening to Baconsale.
Gentlemen, I'd like to read your horoscopes for 2020. Kent, you're a Gemini.
Yes, I am.
With all that mastery and magnetism at your behest, you could move the masses as an influencer this year. Just be careful not to turn your cult of personality into a literal cult.
Ooh.
Jacob, you're a Cancer.
Okay.
The power of partnership extends to your career, especially between March 21st and July 1st.
Okay.
This spring and summer may find you focused on paying off old debts and balancing your books. Me, I'm a
really
Pisces.
boring.
It doesn't matter if you have a coupon. Do not order the seafood burrito when it arrives on the Taco Bell menu.
That was so specific. Where Jake's and my, it was very general.
Very
for us.
general.
Yours was literal. Like, I actually went out and found your horoscopes for 2020.
And there's going to be a seafood burrito.
I'm supposed to
That's
do some budgeting?
mine.
I'm excited.
Yeah. Apparently, like, you guys should read yours. There was actually a lot of stuff in there. Kent, you had a lot about relationships in yours.
Wait, good or bad?
It basically said surface relationships are not going to work for you in 2020. You need to get deeper.
Oh, no.
That's what it said.
I love surface relationships.
Yeah. But welcome to Baconsale. I'm Joel.
I'm Kent.
And Jacob.
And we'd like to thank you for listening to last week's show, our
we
recap
came back. Yeah.
of 2019 movies that we saw. Although it was funny, most of the comments were about cheese.
Because we teased about cheese. We talked about having a cheese show as a joke, and people clung on to that.
I genuinely liked the idea, though, to be fair. But I didn't think everyone was going to be all supportive.
Like, I don't think they listened. I think they stopped hearing everything.
I was
once we
direct
said
message.
Cheese. It was just off.
Several
It was
people
off.
direct messaged me about that.
Yes.
And I'm like, wow.
It's so strange.
Really?
It's a
Okay.
podcast about stinky cheese.
It may have to happen.
I'm kind of into it. I love fancy cheese.
And if you're a patron, you might even be able to make it happen. Speaking of patrons, segue. We have a new one we'd like to announce. We have a new tier, or I'm the listener patron, Arsenal, or R53nol. It's lead
We'll
speak.
go with Arsenal.
I like
Sure.
Arsenal.
Yeah.
Arsenal, don't know who you are, but we appreciate your
Yeah,
patronage.
thank you. That's awesome.
We
Yeah,
really
thank
do
you.
enjoy it.
Yeah, so much support.
Yeah, we love it. Thank you, guys. And thank you for listening also. We really do appreciate you being here. But that's not what we're talking about today. What are we talking about today, Jacob?
Today, we're going to stare deep into the future, into the dark recesses that will be 2020.
Wait, you're
Dark
already
recesses?
you're cursing this year?
My future's so
this-
bright, I got to wear shades, Jacob.
Oh,
Remember,
that's why you're wearing
seafood
those on
taco
here.
or the
I'm not going to order it.
Bring that
No matter
back.
how good the deal looks, I'm not going to do it.
Wait, so
So
you're saying
last-
this year's going to be bad?
Last episode, we looked back at 2019. And this episode, we're going to be looking ahead into 2020 into all the dark mystery murder cults that may,
That is possible.
be revealed.
2 seasons ago.
But still, they still exist. They didn't go anywhere.
Yeah. Well, maybe. We don't know.
Every year we do a crystal ball prediction, and it revolves around everything we love, which is celebrity. Not really, but we get to talk like a tabloid
As
magazine.
Kent likes to say, who needs family when you have celebrity?
Exactly. Surface,
Is that what he says? Yeah.
Surface level relationships for the win.
Yeah.
And so we give our predictions for sports, movies, TV shows.
Why did you lead with
random
sports?
things? Because there's going to be so much sport in this episode.
Kid you not, we will be talking more about sports on this episode than we probably ever have before, except for our sports shows.
I was going to say, we
Maybe
have the
even
sports
more.
bargain, but
Look, we're like the almanac in Back to the Future 2.
Yes, we're here to help
If you're listening
you.
right now, write this down because we're going to help you win a lot of money.
Contact your
Yep.
bookie. Get this set up.
So
this is happening.
This really begs the question: how often have we been right in the past?
Well, let's take a quick look back,
Yes,
shall
we
we,
should.
Jacob? So
He's getting good at segues, by the
He's
way.
very good at that. Thank you, Jacob.
I'm here for you, man.
We said last year, we talked about the shows that will be canceled in 2019.
Yes.
I said Game of Thrones. Absolutely right.
Okay.
Because that was going to happen.
Right.
But then I said Supernatural, to which Jacob was like, I don't know about that. And they announced the final season was going to be season 15, which it didn't
Was it
end
after
last year.
your prediction?
They didn't end last year, but they announced the ending, and they're going to have the final episode air on May 18th, 2020.
Shame on you. That show's been going for 23 seasons.
I
It gets
didn't
stronger
curse
with
it.
everyone. This is your fault.
This isn't a cancellation. They're giving them an ending.
Jensen Ackles and Jared Padalecki should have been doing this till they were old men.
Well, they literally got together and they're like, should we just end it at 15 seasons? They're like, yes.
Let's
not drag it on.
I still think they should have ended at 13 because that would be so perfect for a supernatural TV series.
That is
no,
kind of
13 was a
perfect,
bad
yeah.
season.
Was it?
Yeah, it was really, really mediocre.
I
I
haven't
can't remember
seen it yet.
13. Which one was that?
Yeah, nobody knows because there's 15
I can't
seasons.
keep them apart
So much like you, I was glib and I said The Punisher and Jessica Jones.
because they were getting removed from Netflix.
Exactly. And then I said Doctor Who. and I was very wrong. But Doctor Who's ratings and critical reception has been going down quite a bit.
I was going to say you weren't wrong, but they did take a long hiatus
They did.
after the season because they need to retool things.
Yeah, and now they're back, and it's still just as bad, apparently.
I haven't seen the New Year's special.
I
yet.
think this will
I
be
saw a clip, and there were crazy looking aliens.
Yeah, apparently there's cool monsters
It was
in
like
the new episode.
It was like monstrous. It wasn't very Doctor Who-y.
But
it
this
was
is
monsters on
It was
every
like
episode.
Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
I mean, I think Doctor Who's a better supernatural than Supernatural.
oh, wow.
What?
Yeah. I feel this will be
It's
the
not a
last season
supernatural.
of Jodie Whittaker as the Doctor, though, because the reception
What?
has not been very positive.
I like Jodie Whittaker as a doctor. I just hate the shows they're putting her in.
Yeah, and the writing hasn't been great. So maybe in the future, maybe they'll take another hiatus, like a 7-8 year hiatus like they did.
They could.
Or
Maybe
was
they
it
get the
17?
writers
Yeah.
from Supernatural so people wanted to keep watching.
Yeah, they're out of
Doctor
job.
Who. The
That would
BBC would never allow that. But our next one we covered last year, are not going to cover this year, was the fast food PR disaster.
Which we both said Wendy's.
Sort of.
Yeah.
Because remember, Burger King was fresh in our mind.
Right.
And so I said a rat tail was going to be found in a shake, like a full rat tail at Burger King.
So horrifying.
And then Wendy's was going to
That's
make
not
fun of
okay.
that on
Yep.
social media.
That's not okay.
And then have to apologize because of their insensitivity to the victims.
And then I also said that Wendy's was going to go too far on their social media while roasting Burger King.
Yeah.
And that didn't happen. Burger King, or I was going to say Wendy's still got game, and they did just
I know.
barely.
I placed some serious bets on this happening. You guys
Imagine
lost me a lot
drinking
of
that
money.
shake and you're like, oh, this it's so thick it won't come through the straw. And then you finally do get through and it's a rat tail in
No,
the straw.
Can't. I don't want to imagine that.
Imagine that.
No, that's so disgusting.
All right. And what other category did we cover last year?
Wow.
It was what I do want to bring up though. Apparently, Burger King, Burger King, Wendy's did go at it though. Just recently, this is January 13th. This happened. Apparently Burger King posted a picture of their mascot, the King, holding up a sign that says "Roses are red, violets are blue, patties are round," and
That's
making
it?
fun of the square burgers.
Yeah.
And so Wendy says, "Look who dropped by to see what spicy nuggets were supposed to taste like."
Oh.
And so then
burn.
Burger King held up another picture of their king holding up the cardboard sign, and it says, "Don't burn people just because you can't flame grill." But then Wendy's came back was like, "Honestly, expected better, but you're probably pretty used to hearing that."
Oh, that's hurtful. What we should have predicted was Popeyes,
People
releasing
getting stabbed over a chicken
people getting
sandwich.
stabbed over a chicken sandwich.
I kid you not. I went to a Popeyes like last week.
Yeah.
And I went in and I'm like, family was visiting. I knew they hadn't had it. And I was like, oh, I'm going to get them this chicken sandwich. It's pretty good. And I go in and I ask, and he's like, we don't, we're out right now. And he was afraid in his eyes.
Yeah.
He was afraid of what I might do. I'm like, it's cool,
They're
man.
out?
It's just
you had your shiv ready just
How
in
does-
case your sport.
Oh my gosh!
I do
he
not
genuinely looked at me
understand.
like, is this going to be okay? I don't know.
I
What's
do
gonna
not
happen
understand
next.
how a chicken restaurant runs out of chicken sandwiches.
Well, for a while they said BYOB, bring your own bun.
which is a terrible campaign.
So stupid.
Anyway.
But, they caused the biggest stir this year.
And our last category that we did last year, predictions we're not doing this year, is returning fashion fad. Ken, what did you say?
One strap overalls were going to make a comeback.
I didn't see that.
Yeah, it didn't happen. But it could still, right?
Instead, it's just this.
It's 2018's over.
I
US
should have
suit.
said
still last year.
frosted tips because
You
frosted
should.
tips are back, baby.
Kent, I said frosted
You
tips.
did?
I said frosted tips. And last year I made a joke and I said, "Oh, Kent, you're frosted tips." And then Kent's like, "Oh yeah, they just show up in the bacon cave." Haha. Ladies and gentlemen, Kent literally has frosted tips right now. Right now he has them.
Are you
They
a
must be
wizard?
in. Apparently, I knew you were going to bleach your hair for your Halloween costume this year,
And it still wouldn't
to
go
as the
away.
Ryan Gosling from Drive, and that it was going to be short enough during this episode that I could bring it up.
You're amazing.
That is impressive.
So there you go. I got one.
You terrify
Actually, I got three
me.
if you count Game of Thrones and Supernatural.
No, we don't. Well, supernatural kind of.
no, neither.
It counts because I predicted it's ending.
Oh man, that's creepy, Joel. Well
You know.
done.
But now we're going to get into the future with a little bit of look back when we get on repeating categories. But
Yeah.
Jacob's going to guide us in these categories and help us
That's
predict
trouble.
what's going to happen
That's
in the
a lot of
year
trouble. You guys are in trouble.
2020.
All right, guys. The first one. I need you to tell me what's the celebrity that needs to come back this year.
Last year I said Shia LaBeouf. Because remember Shia LaBeouf, always in trouble with the law?
Yeah,
Has
I remember
tattoos
how he
everywhere.
did
He's
nothing
just
again.
kinda- yeah.
in
Actual cannibal
2019.
Shia. No, this was
Yeah.
a good year for him.
What did he
And
do?
this
Did he
was
do like a indie film or something?
Many. This is a great year for Shia LaBeouf. So he did Honey Boy, which he didn't direct, I believe, but he wrote. It's about his childhood and
He
his
plays
dad.
his father.
Yes, he plays his father in the movie. Smash Sundance film and really, really good. You should see it. And the Peanut Butter Falcon, which is You
People
should see
really
this
like
movie.
that one.
Really the weirdest title I've ever heard in my life.
But a great, great movie. And so he's back, and everyone's embracing him as being back in the acting world and not being a total weirdo, even though he still kind of is. So I think I was right on that one.
well, what was the
I'll
name of
give
that
it to you.
movie?
The Peanut Butter Falcon.
He's still a total weirdo.
No, watch the movie. You'll really like it.
Okay.
This year, I'm not going to go with someone that's washed up, just someone who doesn't really act anymore. It's not going to be a big surprise because I've talked about him a few times, but Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
What's he doing?
Hit
Who
record.
knows?
I'm sure you're
Hit
following
record,
him
hit
around,
record.
right?
Yeah, hit something.
You're following him around.
All I
Tell
know
him
is
what he's doing.
All I know is there's a Twitter account. His Twitter account, which is Hit Record or Hit Record, whatever you want to call it, is always just like, hey, we need voice artists. Hey, we have a character
Yeah.
who needs a name. Hey, it's just like always asking for creative input on random projects.
The guy's in his 30s and has been sleeping on his career for
Is
5
he in
years.
his 30s now?
Maybe. We don't know
Joel is
anymore.
checking.
Yeah, check it out, Joel.
I can tell.
No, I'm actually looking up the last time he made a movie. He's 38 years old.
Wow.
So this year,
He's Kent's age.
so old. But this year, he's actually going to be in movies again, which I'm stoked for, and
is?
TV.
Are you sure he's not dead? Maybe he's one of those reptile people.
He is, reptilian.
He was in Knives Out.
Oh, he did a voice, but you didn't even.
He was in The Last Jedi.
Didn't even show up as the voice, by the way.
He was in Endgame. Not Avengers Endgame. It's just a movie called, it's a short called Endgame.
Yeah.
What's
See?
he in this year?
So this year he's going to be in this movie called The Trial of the Chicago 7, but he's also in a upcoming Netflix sci-fi movie from the guys who did Catfish and Paranormal Activity 3.
Did he and like Christopher Nolan have like
A Falling Out?
Yeah.
Maybe. Also, he's directing a movie. It's an R-rated musical comedy about the misadventures of two pilots. It's called Wingmen, and it's he and Channing Tatum in this movie. An R-rated musical comedy.
That's interesting.
I could be in. He's also doing an Apple TV series that's called Mr. Corman, and we'll see how that goes. So he's the showrunner and the actor.
He's back in kind of a big way then.
But, and who knows if those are going to bring him back, but he's going to come back and he's going to be announced in the next big Marvel franchise, Fantastic Four. As
That's your prediction?
Mr. Fantastic.
Or is that something you've heard? Or is that just a prediction?
I am totally making this up right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
But
'Cause
he's
that
going
sounds
to be
made up.
announced as Mr. Fantastic. He's the right age to spearhead the next
He doesn't
10,
have
15
gray
years.
on the side of his head.
How hard is it to do gray?
That's pretty
How
hard.
is he the
I
right
can do
age?
frosted tips
He's
right now.
38.
He's 38, yeah. How would that
that's-
not work?
He seems too young.
They did Miles Teller
That's true.
in that last movie.
Yeah, that was weird though.
Yeah, it was weird and it was bad.
I
but
forgot that happened.
Joseph Gordon-Levitt has the clout to do it, and Marvel will be happy to be like, hey, remember how this guy was in Nolan films? We'll bring him over here. So, Joel, what about you? Who needs a comeback?
So last year I said Tim Robbins, and he's actually doing stuff.
Yeah, he is.
He's doing a show called Castle Rock, a
Second
TV show
season.
on Hulu. I think they're just rounding the
He's
for
in
home on
Castle
the
Rock?
Yeah.
I watched the pilot of that. But
Yeah, I haven't watched it, but apparently people like him in it, and so it's not a full comeback. But I'm still giving myself half
It's
a point
work.
on that.
Yeah.
And this year, my celeb that needs a comeback, and I think Jacob is going to agree with me,
I probably do.
Natalie Imbruglia.
No, what? Natalie Imbruglia?
In music?
Listen.
Is this a crossover to music? I thought this was only.
It can be anything. This is a celebrity, but let me tell you something, Jacob.
Okay.
She's more than one hit wonder. Like you remember Natalie Imbruglia from Torn back
Right.
in our 90s one hit wonder bracket.
And those eyes.
But that's
Beautiful eyes.
You better remember, listener.
I have a note right here that says she can sing, she can act, and she's got really pretty eyes.
They are gorgeous.
But she was actually an actress before she was a singer. And
Australian actress, right?
Yeah, she was an Australian actress. She was an Australian soap, and then she came over here. She's done some movie roles as well, but she's never really found her place. In fact, she retired from music for a bit after she's released 5 albums, by the way. And after the release of one of them, it didn't go very well. And so she ended up just kind of taking some time off, taking some acting classes, and trying to work towards her acting
Did I ever
career.
tell
And
you
she
guys
was-
I invited her on the show?
No?
I did.
And?
Well, her agent, and they said no.
Oh.
They just straight up said no.
Yeah, no, I have an email
wonder why.
thread with the agent, and they're like, yeah, not at this time.
I appreciate that, though.
Thank you,
Was that for
Jacob.
you or for us?
Yeah, I just thought it was interesting.
He wasn't going to do it for a show.
I do crap
It
like that
wasn't for an
sometimes just
episode
to
of
see what
Baconsale.
happens.
It was just Jacob wanted to talk to her.
I was like, let's do an interview, because she's in the UK.
But in an Instagram post November in 2018, she stated she was working on new music that she was going to do in 2019. However, it's been delayed, and she says now she has plans to release an album of new material sometime in 2020. And I think in a world that we get a bunch of people who can't really sing, who just talk over a beat,
Yeah.
this will be a return to, oh, wow, when they have a pretty voice and a pretty song,
really
this could go really well.
Beautiful eyes.
And beautiful eyes. So I think Natalie Imbruglia, either in the cinema or in music, is
she-
going to make a comeback
but
in
in my
2020.
heart.
Is she older or younger than Joseph Gordon-Levitt?
She's older.
Yeah, I believe she's older. Yeah, she is older. Yes.
I really hope you're right on that one.
So-
I'd like to see it.
Yeah, I would too.
As much as I'd love to see it, I can't see it happening.
These are predictions.
All right.
Which is more likely? Natalie really making a comeback or Joseph Gordon-Levitt being in the Fantastic Four?
I'm going to put them both somewhere around 0%.
Thanks for your confidence.
I love when he says that because then when it turns out true, I can quote him
I will.
and rub it in his face.
Listen, I'm going to have this on record. I will buy you lunch if either of those things happen
Okay,
this year.
deal.
Yeah.
Shake on it.
Shake on it. You're good.
Wait, you're not sick.
Fake shake.
You're not sick this week, right?
No, totally not sick. I didn't cough in my hand and then shake your hand just now.
You punk.
All right, the next one is, what's the next TV show that's going to be rebooted?
Now, last year, I said The Simpsons because I said, hey, you don't need to be canceled. If you've been going that long, you can just reboot from the other side. But it did get some new life on Disney+.
New life or no soul, because they totally lost their soul. They've always made fun of Disney, and now they are the drones of Disney.
Oh,
But that's the
now
thing
you
is
just make fun of that too.
all 30 seasons were on Disney+, so people are rewatching The Simpsons again and loving it again. So not rebooted,
Loving.
but reloved.
Actually, people aren't watching it because the aspect ratio is off, and
That's
Disney
right,
is trying
they
to fix
missed that.
it. So I think they took it off.
But for this year,
They have taken off a lot of stuff, apparently.
gentlemen, a horse is a horse, of course, and no one can talk to a horse, of course. That is, of course, unless the horse is the famous Mr. Ed. That's right, gentlemen. After unsuccessful attempts to reboot the equine franchise in both 2004 and 2012, CBS will finally get it right when they set the show in a dystopian future where horses have taken over as the dominant species. And Ed has gone to school, earning both a Juris Doctor degree and being awarded Doctor of Medicine degree. The talking horse now works as a law enforcement and judicial officer in the broken down city, hunting down criminals and dispatching of them. Coming in the fall of 2020, I present to you Judge Dr. Ed.
Are you okay?
Judge Ed.
What happened?
This
there?
is strange.
Judge Ed.
Joel, you remember last time how I
Judge
said...
Ed.
Okay, that's great. That's great.
Okay.
Actually, totally in.
Yeah.
Judge Dr. Ed, Judge Ed.
Mr. Ed was one of those shows I loved watching on Nick at Night. And I thought, how come they'd never tried to bring it back? And then when I went and looked it up, they tried.
did?
They tried in 2004 and 2012.
With what? Like web series or what?
No, they tried to do a TV series and never took off. Like they were building something like it was going to be like this kind of street smart horse in 2004. Didn't work. And then they were working on another pilot in 2012. It didn't work. And I thought, Mr. Ed is one of those shows I think could be goofy enough to work today.
I'm so into that idea, though.
So
can we do a pitch show and we can talk more about it?
This basically is a pitch show
Yeah,
at this
kind of
point.
is.
Joel,
Yeah.
how last
I
time
just
I
pitched Judge Ed.
I love it.
That was pretty amazing. I like how you had to say it 4
I love
times.
that he's a doctor.
Because you guys were like,
you had to make that part of the plot.
Well, yeah, it had to be doctor because you don't call Juris Doctors doctor. Like you don't really say that.
Thank you.
Judges,
Thank
you
you.
don't call judges doctor, even though they have a Juris Doctor.
Thank you for clarifying about Judge Dr. Ed.
Yeah.
Joel, if this comes to pass, I will literally give you anything you want.
Don't put that out there, Jacob.
It's done. Anything you want.
We have it on record.
Wait, the Mr. Ed reboot or the Judge Ed?
The whole package.
Okay.
So last year, I said the TV show that's going to be rebooted was The Outer Limits. This is kind of a Kirkland version of The Twilight Zone.
Right.
It's been rebooted already in the 90s. And because Twilight Zone was coming back this past year, I thought it would as well. The Twilight Zone reboot kind of failed. Like, it was really mediocre. Fan reception was bad.
Yeah, I haven't heard people talking about it.
I don't know if there will be a second season. And it was Jordan Peele hosting and everything. Didn't really go anywhere. But the show that needs to happen is Family Matters. Okay, let me tell you about it.
Wait, Family Matters, the Urkel sitcom.
Yes.
Okay.
You want to
The
reboot?
TGIF Family Matters show. Stephen and Laura Urkel have had their highs and lows. The company Stephen ran.
You're saying Steven and Laura got married?
They did. They actually did get married. Remember?
At the end of the season?
She chose Stephen over Stefan.
That's right.
Because he could have chosen, because he's breaking the machine that he built, to be Stefan Urkel or Stephen Urkel or Steve Urkel.
No one knows what you're talking about.
Yes, they do.
Except
do.
for
I
Joel.
promise
I totally
you.
do.
No one but Joel knows what you're talking
And so
about.
she actually chose Steve Urkel. And so Steve and Laura, they get married, and he is running a company. It just goes belly up, and they have to move the family from Silicon Valley back to their small home in Chicago to live with Grandpa Carl.
Oh, Carl's a grandpa now.
Yes, he is. Jaleel White, Kelly Shane Williams, and Reginald Vell Johnson reprise their classic roles in Family Still Matters on Disney Plus this fall. Think
that
about it.
could actually happen.
Well, that's a cute name.
So Steve Urkel has kind of grown up. He's matured a little bit.
Quick, sing the Family Matters theme song.
It's a rare condition.
Quick, sing the Full
This
House
ain't
song.
Everywhere you look. Did I get it right?
I think you did.
Oh, man, I always get them
But it's always the
confused, though.
starting of like, whatever happened to predictability? And then versus the Family Matters, which is
It's
just did
a
it.
rare
There you go.
condition, step by step.
Oh, no.
Day by
No, my.
But family still matters. Disney Plus make this happen because we've seen Fuller House. Didn't really have the same spirit. You've seen Girl Meets World, which I actually kind of liked and I think would have worked on a Disney Plus. But if this one, they could really make this happen, and obviously bring
Is
in
an
a younger
older
cast.
Urkel something we really want to see?
Yeah, because there'll be kids involved, and he hates the neighbor kid. He is like the new Carl on this one.
But is he still Urkel?
He's still Urkel, but he's grown up. He's been a CEO at this point, and he's like
So he's like
he's an
like-
inventor.
Wait, so is he like a Elon Musk kind of person?
Yeah, actually,
Or
he is.
what's his name? Mark Zuckerberg.
No, Elon Musk.
Okay.
Because come on, Mark Zuckerberg.
Well, they're both kind of weird.
He's reptilian, if anyone is.
He is, for sure.
Yes.
Just look at his face.
Guys, he may be a patron one day. So family matters?
Oh yeah, family still matters.
Okay.
Family still matters.
I
Coming
got-
Reginald
2020.
Bill Johnson back on
I
TV.
put
It
that
really is
right
pretty
below
good.
Judge Dredd is happening.
Are you serious?
It's right below it. It's right there.
Dude, they're rebooting Saved by the Bell.
I know.
They're going to do
Bad
Family
idea.
Matters.
A family.
Stop rebooting the shows.
Family still matters. You've got a good title. You
Yeah,
got
greenlit.
something.
Thank you.
Better than Judge Dredd?
I like this. It's not even Dr. Ed. It's
Judge Dr. Ed. Judge Dr. Ed.
No, Judge Dredd. I feel like he's going to kill me, honestly.
That's what he's going to do.
And it's going to be the worst death
He's
imaginable.
going to stomp you to death.
All right, here's the next one. I want you guys to predict what celebrity matchup is going to break up.
We're bad people.
We are, because this is the part where we start kind of wishing for people to end their relationships.
Last year, I said John Legend and Chrissy Teigen because I don't care for Chrissy Teigen.
I thought you were just going to say whoever's been married the longest.
Yeah, no, that's
no,
mean.
those are sad. Like every
These
time
are ones I actually feel could break up, and even John Legend did just get the sexiest man alive, which we'll talk about.
It's adorable.
So they're going okay, they're fine. But this year, I think it's time to end the relationship for Olivia Wilde and Jason Sudeikis.
How long have they been together now?
So they met in 2011.
This is
at
envy,
an
I
SNL
think. This is
after party.
envy.
What is it?
you
is.
like Jason Sudeikis.
I don't care for Olivia Wilde. So they met in 2011 after an SNL after party. They now have 2 kids.
And
So-
you want them to break up?
I'm sorry. It happens in Hollywood, right? So her career, she just directed Booksmart, which was very well received. And so her career is
By the
going to
critics?
take off. He is actually going to lose work. He's actually going to become the most hated person in Hollywood because he punched Baby Yoda.
Was that him or was that Adam Pally?
No, it was him. It was Jason Sudeikis.
In The Mandalorian?
Yeah, Adam
they had-
Pally came up and punched him after, but it was Jason
that's
Sudeikis
right.
punching most of the time.
That's the two,
Fact check me
the
on
two
that.
stormtroopers, yeah.
Yes,
It was Jason Sudeikis and who's the other one?
Adam Pally.
Who, remind me who that is.
He's been in ABC sitcoms.
Okay.
He was on
basically.
the New Girl? No, what is he?
I, like, I was
Happy
listening to
Endings?
those voices
That's right,
and I was
yeah.
like, I bet I know who these guys are.
And
But
so he punches Baby Yoda, and so he will not.
Pally.
Is it Pally? Okay.
Apparently.
They're not getting cast in anything, especially Jason Sudeikis. So her career is taking off. They have a big fight over success, and the relationship just fizzles by the end of the year.
and then
Sorry,
she's
guys.
available for you.
I don't really care for her anymore.
No?
I used to, and then Cowboys and Aliens happened.
Oh, yeah, that was bad.
Was she
Yeah.
in that?
Yeah.
I forgot that.
Who wasn't that? So
bad
last
movie.
year, I said Jay-Z and Beyonce. But are they really together still? I mean,
No.
really?
Come
Are
on.
they?
Sham.
It's basically just wandering, like they do these public appearances, but you know they're not together.
In your heart.
I can't give myself
I
a
like that it is conspiratorial.
Yeah. No, this year, for 2020, I say the couple that's going to break up is going to be Joaquin Phoenix and Rooney Mara. Did you guys know they're dating?
Nope.
Yeah.
Neither did I.
You didn't?
I didn't.
But they keep it private. Isn't that nicer?
They have been keeping it private. They actually
Those
met.
two are messed up.
They met.
They can go be messed up
They're
together.
tortured souls
Oh
for
my
sure.
gosh.
They actually
Yes.
met during the 2012 filming of the movie Her. You guys remember that?
Yeah.
Where she plays his girlfriend that he breaks up with, and then he
Scarlett
gets with
Johansson is the
AI.
AI.
Yeah,
Yes.
he kind of starts dating the AI. But they started dating in 2016. But here's the thing: when they're together, like Kent said, they're very private. Like they don't pose for photographs together. But he kind of stands off to the side when she's getting photographed. And apparently, when he was awarded the People's Choice Award at the Toronto International Film Festival, he got awarded for Joker. He gave this speech where he said, and I want to read its entirety because it made me laugh. I don't know who's really giving me this award, who's responsible for this, and or why. And frankly, I don't care. My publicist said somebody wants to give you an award, and I'm like, I'm in. Let's do it. But then he says, one last thing. Somewhere here, I don't know where, is a filthy dragon. And I want to rip its wings off and fasten a blanket and sleep with it forever. I love you. Thank you. So he's calling his girlfriend a filthy dragon, which I don't know.
It's a pet
ladies.
name.
Is that a cute pet name?
I have a goal
Yeah,
this
filthy
year.
dragon.
I give women nicknames, as you guys know.
So he wants to rip
This year-
its wings off.
And fasten a blanket.
this year, I'm going to date a
He may
filthy
have been
dragon.
drunk.
He probably was.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
You're going to what?
You will know
That's gonna be one of the
my
nicknames.
relationships as Filthy Dragon.
No. So things are going
Okay.
well, in
I'm in.
quotes, but here's what I think is going to happen. I think that Joaquin, after getting all this money for Joker, because he did such a good job,
Ooh, do you think he got a cut?
he's going to purchase an operating system upgrade that includes a virtual assistant with artificial intelligence designed to adapt and evolve. And he decides that he wants to have AI female voice, and she names herself Samantha, of course. And when he tells Rooney about this, she explodes, telling him he never could relate to people and that she felt he was trying to stifle her creativity by getting her on Prozac. So they break up and he starts dating Scarlett Johansson.
It got so specific about the Prozac thing.
It's because it's the plot of Her.
Okay.
That's literally the plot of Her.
I see what you did there.
Yeah. So
Okay.
yeah, there you go. Rooney Mara, Joaquin Phoenix, not lasting through 2020 because we're terrible people and this is what we do.
I feel like you could have removed the whole plot of Her and just gone with how bad he is with people,
yeah.
because it seems like
I
he'll
know.
mess it up
I
on
was
his
kind of
own.
waiting for like a Joker joke, you know, like whatever
Too
he does
easy.
in there. Yeah.
Too easy, you filthy dragon.
All right. The next one is, let's stick with the theme here of breakups and say the band.
It's a new one, a new category.
This is a new category. Which band will break up and why?
And
it says.
band. Are there really bands or is it just artists now?
Joel, why don't you tell us about it?
It's been 8 years since their last studio album, and they haven't been able to been on tour since 2017. It seems as if Kyle Cook, Paul Duquette, Brian Yell, and Rob Thomas are unwell
okay.
and aren't willing to push themselves to stay together.
They're still together.
These hard times have been a disease to the band, and so after 25 years of activity, Matchbox 20 is going to break up. Don't worry, though. Inspired by seeing how far they've come, Rob Thomas will get back to good and start a new band for the new decade called Matchbox 2020.
Oh my goodness.
Okay.
I'm so mad at you.
I wish I had a picture of Jacob's face.
I'm so mad at you
When
right
I said
now.
that pun, I looked over at Jacob and he had this look on his face like, nope.
I'm so disappointed in you.
Yes.
I was really waiting for Long Day in there, though.
I'm
How
sorry.
long
Yeah.
did
I
it
had
take you to
lumping
write
there.
that and to come up with that pun?
Not as long as you'd expect. It really just flowed once the Matchbox 2020 happened. So yeah, I'm saying, and the thing is, they still say they're together, but like I said, they have. It's been 8 years since their last studio album, and they haven't been on tour since 2017 when they went on tour with the Counting Crows.
Okay.
So
They actually make like really passable music. It's just not good, you know, or interesting.
wait till you hear
Put that
Matchbox
on the
2020.
CD.
It's totally passable music. Yeah.
All right,
See,
Kent.
nobody knows who Matchbox 20 is, but everyone knows who BTS is. BTS is
Oh.
breaking up this year. I'm going to need a bodyguard because their fans are crazy.
I
Yeah.
can't put this in any of the promos. People will come after us.
They will come after us. So here's what's going to happen. Lead singer Jimin is going to be kidnapped by some diehard fans. This will lead the band into sheer chaos. The producers won't know what to do because, yes, there are like 6 or 7 or 18 other people
This
in
is
the
a
band.
K-pop band, very popular. If you don't know who BTS
Yes,
is,
it's K-pop. This is the biggest band in the world right now. Jungkook will reluctantly try to step into Jimin's shoes, but V and Jin will vie for the top spot.
Do you actually know what you're talking about right
he's not
now?
even pronouncing it
So-
correctly.
I don't know.
V and
You
Jin.
could be making all of this
So
up, and I
V and
never
Jin,
know.
they're backup vocals because Jimin is the main vocals. So they'll poison Jungkook, who is the other backup vocal.
Do you
Oh,
listen
no.
to this?
And they'll try to
These
get the
guys?
rest of the band to unite with them. But in an effort to become the only choice, V will set Jin up to be electrocuted on stage in a puddle of water.
Oh my gosh!
This is
And that will
specific.
lead J-Hope, Suga, and RM to leave V and become a super K-rap group.
Is this the synopsis
K-rap.
of a movie?
This is going to be, but K-rap, I kind of like that. K.
Crap.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
But yeah. So
like, crap.
if you followed me there, those are all probably real names. Probably.
Probably.
Like J-Hope and Suga.
Okay, those are made up.
Yeah, and Jungkook.
Well, this is exactly what I said. You could have been making them up.
But poor Jimin, we still don't know where he is. We can't find him. He's been kidnapped by the crazy super fans.
So you don't think they're just
We
going to
love
break
you.
up? You don't think they're just going to break up because
No,
they're going to
the
get too big for their
fandom-
bridges?
No, I mean they're huge, but they are not allowed to stop. Like the producers in Korea,
That's
these are
true. You should check
manufactured
their contracts
bands.
see if they're allowed to break up this year.
Well, they're probably not. That's why people are going to take measures into their own hands.
Uh-oh.
And then it's going to be like Game of Thrones. They're going to start killing each other.
When you said Jungkook, I thought of Jon Snow.
Jungkook, you know nothing, Jungkook. Yeah, but BTS, they're done for. Just wait till the sports
any of
section.
those,
Oh, man.
were any of those names real?
Yes, all of them.
Oh, I thought you said you made them up.
No, those are all real. Those are all the members of the
So
band. I had to
confused.
Google that, Jake.
Sure, you did.
I did.
Huh? We believe you, right, Joel?
Jimin, Jungkook, V, Jin, J-Hope, Suga, RM.
Then why are you doing it blindfolded?
Because I memorized it.
Oh, okay.
I was an RM once. Still am.
All right. So the next category, what's going to be the new healthy fast food option in 2020?
New category.
Yeah, because I mean, you see these all the time where they're like, "Oh, we got a new healthy thing for all the health people out there and the people who are on diets every 6
Beyond
months."
Burger. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm on a diet again. Okay.
Again.
Yeah, I'm a lunch squasher.
Lunch squashers.
We've seen the Beyond Burger
Ruining
kinda
any
take
lunch
over.
suggestion I have. Do they have any diet options? No.
Hey,
lunch squash.
We went to Taco Bell the other day.
and you got lunch squashing food.
But now you see burgers that are actually pretty good that
Never
are
let
not
that end
actual
go.
meat, right? The Beyond Burgers are kind of
The
tasty.
Impossible Burgers are actually, good.
So
I mean, I don't know why, but
here's what's going to happen this year. We're going to get super trendy in appearance, and it's going to be Dippin' Dots, but for real food.
What?
So all food will now be juiced and frozen as ball-sized food. Even peas. Peas will be juiced and then recreated as small balls.
it's even
why?
smaller peas.
Yes. And so here's what's going to happen. Celebrities will love this. This will become a huge trend because...
Freeze-dried food.
Yes. Now they can get exactly the serving size they need from the food pyramid. So they're going to put in like, some dairy balls and some vegetables and some protein. And that's what your plate's going to look like, is just different colors. And it's going to be exactly what you need
Can
to
that be the
eat
name of it?
for the day.
Vegetables?
Vegetables. Yeah.
You know what's weird is that people back in 1980 probably thought that's what food was going to look like in 2020.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we're going to have
Maybe it
Dippin'
will.
Dots, but all food will be Dippin' Dots. Well, the popular food, I should say, will be
Vegetables,
Dippin' Dots.
please.
Vegetables.
Yeah.
Vegetable
Honestly,
Z.
this is all about branding, Kent. If you're going to make it work, that's the way to go.
Okay, thank you
Okay?
for that.
All
I
right,
appreciate
yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Joel, what did you say?
After vegetarians realized that the plant-based Impossible Burger isn't as healthy as they thought, because you guys know the Impossible Burger has more saturated fat, more sodium, more carbs, and less protein than a regular hamburger. Anyway, the fast food...
Is that true?
That's true.
Wow.
That's all true. The fast food burger joint, and it has a ton of artificial
Impossible?
ingredients too. Yeah.
Is that the
Impossible Burger.
same as the Beyond or whatever?
Yeah, it's the Impossible Burger is kind of what they call it, but they call it, like, that's what the burger is.
Because there's one I've had that I'm like, that's tasty, and the other one I'm like, ugh, this is off.
Yeah, but the company, like a lot of companies use these same burgers, but they call it differently, like the Beyond Famous Star or whatever it is.
Yeah.
So after they people start realizing that these aren't that healthy because of all the artificial ingredients and the unhealthy, the not goodness, the burger joints will start to see sales drop and switch to a simpler option, the Air Burger.
Oh, no.
This new option will consist of a fresh sesame seed bun, crisp lettuce, ripe tomatoes, sliced onions, crunchy dill pickles, tangy ketchup and mustard, and that's it. It's just 2 buns, toppings,
So it's all carbs.
and nothing in between there.
Is there
And
cheese at least?
it only costs 50 cents more than a regular burger.
to remove a patty.
That's what it's going to do. This is
costs
the new
you
health
extra.
trays.
Yeah.
No meat,
I'll pay
just
more
2
for that.
buns.
I'll pay more for that.
Okay.
And that's it.
Jake, which would you rather eat? Dippin' Dots food, the vegetables,
Oh, gosh.
or the Air Burger?
Yeah, it's still going to be the Air Burger.
Okay. Air Burger with meatballs inside.
Uh-huh.
That's what you get.
I'm in.
Yeah? Would you eat that?
Uh-huh.
Okay, frozen
Wait, the Air
meatballs?
Burger with meatballs?
Yeah, so
Wait, do they
it's
have
not
to
the
be
Air Burger,
frozen
but
when
you
I'm
put them in
eating
the
them?
bun. Yeah, they have to be
We
frozen.
can warm them up, right?
No, if you warm them up, they become liquidy.
Ew. Disgusting. Oh, my God.
Almost like sludgy, because have you seen Dippin' Dots that melts?
Oh,
It's
yeah, that's
strange.
true. That
you
is
gotta
true.
eat those quick.
Yeah,
I am shuddering.
really popular.
Air Burger.
Yeah, it did. Okay, so for 2020, what's the biggest celebrity drama?
So last year, I pointed out that Britney Spears' rearranged name spells Presbyterian, and that was going to cause problems with the church and all that, and it was going to be this whole big thing.
So it's a leap.
But here's the thing: is she actually has had some struggles this past year. She
No more than she did in 2006.
No. She actually called off her planned Vegas residency due to poor health. Her father was in poor health, and so she was kind of having heart issues. Then she checked into a mental health facility in 2019, and then her longtime manager said she may never perform again.
What?
Yeah.
We all know she never performed before.
She did once.
lip-synced
No, she did. She did once, and then
everything.
recorded it, and then just
Yeah.
But I mean, it depends how you define perform, honestly.
Yes.
Because you have a really good point there.
Yeah.
So here's my celebrity drama for 2020.
Okay.
During an interview from 17 magazine, musician, Golden Globe award-winning actress, and activist Awkwafina will be asked what she is doing to help with the pollution of our oceans. Awkwafina will respond that she has switched to hydro flasks instead of disposable water bottles because, quote, bottled water sucks. The headlines will then read, quote, Awkwafina bottled water sucks, which causes Awkwafina water beverage, owned by the Pepsi company, to take legal action against Awkwafina because the damage her statement caused to their product's reputation. Awkwafina will then be forced to use her birth name, Nora Lum.
Why doesn't she just go by Nora Lum?
I don't know. I don't know
Yeah.
when she goes by Aquafina. And maybe she will now that she's gotten a Golden Globe.
Dasani is going to love this controversy.
They will.
They're all about it. Owned by Coke.
Yeah. So there you go. Aquafina's going to have to change her name to Nora Lum because of Aquafina.
I like that.
Can another celebrity change their name to Dasani?
You should.
I really want
Jacob,
that.
change your name to Dasani.
I'm in. It's done. It's already done.
I'm Joel. I'm Kent. I'm Dasani.
And I'm Dasani.
I'm Golden Globe winner Dasani.
I wish we could just make that happen.
Yeah.
All right. So last year I went with the sensitivity route. Everyone is so triggered.
Yes.
And so I said, like, actors can only play who they are. There will be no more villains because you don't want to be seen as mean or a bully. And also, old sitcoms are going to be pulled from syndication for offensive content, which started to head that way, except because a lot of people were being offended by Friends and Seinfeld.
Right.
Except for every streaming channel is now paying millions, if not billions, for these shows.
Yeah, keep them on.
So they're keeping them on for good. And these actors are still making a lot of money. This year, we're going to get weird.
Baconsale.
I had to preface that. Yes, there are still the Hollywood murder cults with Tom Hiddleston leading up the
Like
charge.
3 years ago.
But Gwyneth Paltrow is going to be in some hot water.
Well, yeah.
So she's going to stir up more controversy than she currently already is. I just want to make this as timely as possible.
I cannot wait to buy some of those products.
She's releasing candles with her scent of BO,
Yes.
dandruff, and placenta.
Yeah.
No family friendly on that? I'm good?
Placenta's a medical term. You're
Yes,
good.
it is. And so people are going to be like, what is going on? And what she's trying to do is actually bomb the stocks of Goop because she is involved in insider trading.
Oh.
And so she purposely is trying to look bad, even though a lot of these people are like, oh, she is a trendsetter. Look at this. But the cops are going to start to catch wind. They're going to go to arrest her. They get a warrant. They go to her house, and they find her home.
She's a clone.
Bathing in the blood of innocence. She claims...
Innocence?
Yes. She claims that...
What does that mean?
It's Chris Martin's blood.
Women and children. Jake.
Okay. They're all innocent, I guess.
Yes.
Okay.
She claims...
We are all innocent.
No, in the bathtub. She claims that innocent blood has restorative nutrients that any well-meaning, self-respecting individual would happily use to keep their skin pure.
No.
And so people are going to buy into this. She will not go to jail. She'll be seen as a future trendsetter for the next 20 years.
I mean, let's be honest.
She's like the
probably-
Countess Elizabeth Bathory. That's
Yeah.
who Gwyneth Paltrow
She's
is.
probably
Who you
doing some weird
defended
crap
on
already.
another show.
I know, but I can't anymore because she's in charge of Goop. She may be Countess Elizabeth Bathory. We don't know.
Oh, that's true.
You
That's
guys,
true.
if you rearrange the letters in Goop, you get Secret Murder Cult. Do you guys realize that?
Or Poog.
Whichever.
Or Pogo. Or Pogo.
Pogo. I'm going with Pogo. That's
All
where
right.
we're fine. I still feel like you could have gone something other than the innocence. Like, I don't know. Something.
Bathing in the blood of the innocents is not far enough.
Not
No,
for Jacob.
no.
That's every Wednesday night.
Hey, maybe you could have gone with puppies or something. I don't know.
Puppies is worse than children. For some people, yes, I know. It is.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that was weird.
I said it's going to get weird.
Speaking of weird,
Speaking of weird, who's the sexiest man alive in 2020?
Last year I said
according
Michael,
to People Magazine,
Yeah, 2019. Well, who did you guys predict?
I said Michael B. Jordan because
Okay.
it makes sense.
That was a good guess.
He was just in Creed 2 and, you know, the guy's built. And then they went with John Legend. Like, John,
Also,
Yeah.
Michael B.
Legend.
Jordan's an attractive man.
yeah, he's an attractive man.
Unlike some people who won the contest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
whoa,
Well,
he's bashing on John Legend, saying he's not a real man.
he's right.
Well,
Well,
he's not really an attractive man. That's
he's not.
no, he's not.
He really isn't.
No, he's like odd and 5'6".
Apparently a
something.
beautiful voice, but I wouldn't know because I don't listen to that music.
Yeah.
It's K-rap. But this next year is the year that Keanu Reeves becomes the sexiest man alive.
Twice?
Keanu Reeves.
Has he done it already?
He has not.
That was my prediction for last year.
Was it really?
Yeah,
I didn't listen to last year's show.
You didn't listen to last year's show?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, 2019, I predicted Keanu Reeves.
You were just a year behind.
Oh, okay.
So he's filming for John Wick 4. He's going to be a huge side character in Cyberpunk 2077, one of the biggest games this coming year. Bill and Ted Face the Music. He's in SpongeBob, and he's going to be filming The Matrix 4. This is his year. The world is his oyster, and he is the nicest guy in Hollywood.
True.
It is time. Like, think about the article on
He
Keanu
built
Reeves.
part of this bacon cave.
Yes, he did. He just
With his hands.
just
Pitched
donated.
in. Came out and he's like, hey, guys.
yeah, it wasn't even like money.
Can I help out?
He literally just did it. Yeah.
So he deserves the sexiest man alive, and he's only getting better with age.
I have no problem if he gets it the next year because I'll still count it as a win for me.
Yes.
This is going to be like the Chuck Norris thing where everyone talked about Chuck Norris for
No,
like
it already
years,
is. He
and
is
then-
breathtaking. Like, that's the meme.
Yeah.
It's breathtaking.
Breathtaking.
Because someone yelled at a award show, "You're breathtaking," and he went, "You're breathtaking. You're all breathtaking."
So Joel,
guy. So
wins
last
for
year
you?
I did say Keanu Reeves, didn't happen. I'm saying this year
Keanu Reeves.
it's going to be Kumail Nanjiani.
Oh,
So sure, yeah.
because he's ripped.
Well, here's the thing: we know the guy's funny.
I can't remember who that is.
He's on The Big Sick. He's also he's on Portlandia. I'm trying to think of all
He's
the
a
things
little tiny alien in Men in Black International.
Yeah, he does the voice for that. He's got a very distinctive voice, but he's a stand-up comedian.
Okay.
And he could do drama. Like when we saw The Big Sick, he actually did really good. But have you seen his abs lately?
Wow, Joel.
Because-
no, I
he's
have
not kidding.
No,
have
he-
you?
he's on the Marvel
Apparently,
diet plan.
He transformed.
Is that what that screensaver is?
Yes. He transformed from doughy tech support body to a ripped superhero for his role as Kingo in the upcoming Marvel film The Eternals. And I think that people with a capital P will notice. Jacob, you still know who he is?
No, show him the picture.
I can't remember, except
It's actually insane.
just go to your desktop
That's
so I can
Kumail
see his
Nanjiani.
abs.
And that's Kumail Nanjiani.
Okay, that's pretty ripped.
Before, after.
Was there a belly before, or just
Just that doughy kind of
just
look to him.
after.
But
Jake was looking at his eyes, apparently.
he's got beautiful eyes. No, he got shredded for this one. I think everyone was surprised. And I love his quote. Because he's a funny guy. He said, "I would not have been able to do this if I didn't have a full year with the best trainers and nutritionists paid for by the biggest studio in the world."
Yeah, that's exactly it.
He's just very honest about it. He's like, yeah, this is
as
not
much
realistic.
as I don't care for Marvel, just hire me because I just want to get ripped. Please.
But then you have to eat nothing but like skinless chicken breasts for
I'm
weeks.
fine with that. As long as someone's yelling at me, I can make it happen.
In relationships?
Yes. Service relationships.
I mean, is he really going to have that big of a role? Is just want to
Yeah.
be ripped? Is that the idea?
Yeah, there's about 7 main characters in the story, and
So-
he's one of the 7.
So that means he's not going to have that big of a role.
Well, no, I mean, they can do ensembles in these movies.
Trust me,
it's fine.
The camera loves him. Well,
That's what you
gonna
keep
say-
telling me.
Take it easy.
Like, the thing is-
Why'd you say it that way?
But he's good at, I was gonna say that because when they direct him, he's good at improvising. He's very good on camera. He's very charismatic. He got more screen time than he probably should have in Men in Black International because everything else was so dull. He was the only real highlight.
right, as a comic relief.
So yeah, there you go. Kumail Nanjiani.
Okay.
That's weird. I did not know you had a man crush on him.
We do now.
You know. All right. So what's going to be the big announcement at Comic-Con 2020?
So last year I said Marvel Zombies did not come to the big stream, but my dream is still alive that it will happen.
Isn't that what Marvel Netflix is now? Marvel Zombies? Because
Buckle in,
Dead.
gentlemen.
oh
dear.
no.
After the less than stellar performance of Rise of Skywalker and the dismissal of Kathleen Kennedy, Lucasfilm executives will humbly admit that they made a mistake with their misguided attempt at a Star Wars reboot and will move the sequel trilogy to legend status and reinstate the other TV shows, books, comics, and other material back to canon status.
Wow.
Giving us back Mara Jade, Grand Admiral Thrawn, and Dash Rendar, while making the storylines of Admiral Hodo, Rose Tico, and Kylo Ren little more than fan fiction. Ryan Johnson will also be brought on stage and publicly flogged.
We can now end the show. I'm happy. I'm good. I think you pleased everyone with that.
So many people are going to be happy with that.
Yeah.
That was pretty dark.
No,
Yeah.
It wasn't dark at all. It was great. I mean,
I would love it if
there's
they
the
brought
public flogging. yeah. Hey, it's deserved.
You
was-
failed in this movie. You shall now be flogged.
It was originally going to
Publicly.
be everyone got a turn flogging Ryan Johnson from the audience, but I decided just do a public flogging. Just,
Yeah.
you know,
I'm satisfied with that.
yeah, one stroke for every minute I had to sit through
Is it
Last Jedi.
Is it a stormtrooper that flogs him? Because that
yeah,
feels,
it could be.
That feels right.
It could be.
Yeah.
Anyway,
That's great.
there you go.
So apparently I'm obsessed with Fantastic Four and waiting for Marvel to announce something because last year I said they're going to announce a cast, which is John Krasinski, Alice Eve, Taron Egerton, and John Cena. John Cena!
That's a weird cast.
But they didn't announce the cast. But I think that would be a pretty good cast. Like Taron Egerton as the Human Torch. I'd watch that.
Flame on.
This year, J.J. Abrams takes the stage.
Oh no.
No one's really sure what's going to happen. He opens his jacket and he's wearing a Superman t-shirt.
That'll probably happen, actually.
This will happen.
King goes for real stuff. I'm just having fun.
Half the crowd
Sure you are.
half the crowd cheers because he's finally announcing he will direct the next Superman movie. But half of the crowd boos loudly. All the people that were burned by his work on the Star Wars Legend series,
This is a pipe
which is
dream.
now
No,
Legend.
yeah.
This is pipe dreaming.
Yeah, but no, he will be booed because think about the Snyder cultists. They do not want J.J. Abrams anywhere near
I
this.
know. There's tens of you.
But then But then actually 400,000 people signed the petition. Then he tries to win them back, the crowd tries to win them back by saying they'll be blown away by the story of his upcoming Superman movie. Then continues to tell everyone that in his movie, it's groundbreaking. Superman is going to start at the Daily Planet and be clumsy, and in the climax, save Lois Lane by reversing the polarity of the Earth.
It's never been done before.
Okay, Kent.
Soon after that, the great Comic-Con riots of 2020 begin, and the San Diego Convention Center burns down, killing everyone inside.
Oh, man.
Wow.
Yeah. So, very realistic,
keep going
clearly.
Wow.
Public flogging, and then they all die.
They all die.
Why do they all, it all turns dark? Every category turns dark. What is happening?
No innocence there. No bathing in the blood of the innocents.
Thank you.
I honestly wonder if part of his agreement, because working with Disney, he had his hands tied so much, if it's like, I get full creative reign if I'm doing this.
Oh, no. Apparently he didn't at all.
Really?
Yeah, he didn't at all. That's the rumor is that he took creative control away, and he's very upset.
I know. Wait. At Warner Brothers, you mean?
At
Disney.
Disney.
No, that's what I mean. Because they took creative control, maybe that's part of his sign-on
They paid him a
with
lot of
Warner
money.
Brothers.
Could be.
Yeah. So, I mean, that would be motivating.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure his version was better, right? It had to be better.
You'd hope so.
Yeah. Okay. Next category. Are you guys ready for this?
Yes.
Because it's time to talk sports on Baconsale. Never thought I'd say that. Who's going to win the Super Bowl?
Should
have ended with that one,
I'm going to go first.
Yes.
Last year I said the LA Rams were going to win the Super Bowl, and I could be right.
No, you weren't.
Or they didn't go, or they didn't win.
They went. They did lost. You don't even know.
This year,
I could be right.
guys, get ready.
Yeah.
The Kansas City Chiefs, which we're going to find out if these two teams even play.
We should clarify. We're recording this before the Sunday games.
Yeah, there's a Final Four currently.
This airs on Monday, which means the games played yesterday if you're listening to this.
The semifinals, I believe.
So we may
they're
be
called.
completely wrong.
Yeah. So the Kansas City Chiefs are going to play the San Francisco 49ers. Kind of a fun game. Like, I'm excited already. So Jimmy Garoppolo of the 49ers will start the game strong by throwing 3 touchdowns in the first half alone.
Play-by-plays.
The Chiefs will be deflated, but the hometown crowd will give them the edge they need. It's during the third quarter that quarterback Patrick Mahomes will get an inspiring wake-up call from Coach Andy Reid, and the quarterback will really come alive. Though he threw many interceptions in the first half, he now flawlessly passes the ball right into every receiver's hands. With 2 strong touchdowns by tight end Travis Kelce.
I like that they're strong touchdowns.
In clutch moments,
They're better than average touchdowns.
the Chiefs will achieve victory 36-28.
You think
Chiefs over the 49ers.
You know, for me, this is a tough call, Kent.
I said Kelce. It could be Kelce. I have no idea.
Okay, so last year I said the LA Rams and the Kansas City Chiefs would be going, but Chiefs didn't end up going at all.
You were just a year
Patriots
before.
won 13-3.
Have you watched a football game? Have you
Flag
watched
football? I played.
Okay.
But this is a tough call for me because, and here's the thing. I'm still trying to figure out who's going to win. I'm working this out in my mind right now.
I'm sure. This all.
I mean, the Titans are a Cinderella story.
He's thought about little else, honestly.
The Titans are a Cinderella story with an all-star running back. And the 49ers are a preseason favorite and are well-balanced. The Packers have Aaron Rodgers, who is awesome, but their defense is suspect. Chiefs have a high-octane offense, but Andy Reid tends to choke in the big games. Am I right, guys?
You're right.
Oh, man.
My money is on San Francisco over Kansas City, 33-30.
Whoa.
So you said for Chiefs.
I said Chiefs.
I said
You said
49ers.
It's on now.
And
Is lunch on this? Are we putting lunch on this?
I'll put lunch on this.
Yeah.
All
Same.
right. Shake on it. Shake. We're shaking on it. By the way, did you guys know that the 49ers haven't been to the Super Bowl since 2013?
Well, come on.
And
remember who their quarterback was?
The Chiefs
that long ago?
haven't been since 1970.
Yeah,
Whoa.
it's time for the Chiefs to take over.
1970.
Go 49ers.
Chief life.
Chief alive.
That's their call. And they root for the team.
Please tell me what they really say.
Chief life.
That is at all.
Really not what they say. Oh my gosh.
It is now.
Go 49ers.
Hashtag Chief life.
All right, Jacob, let's keep this train running.
Okay.
Not train wrecking, train running.
Train wrecking. So to keep the train wrecking, who's going to win the World Series?
Okay.
in
Okay, I'll go
2020?
first.
You go first, please.
I hate to say it.
Just use the same team name.
I hate to say it, guys, but it's always about the teams with the biggest budgets. It's a tough call in 2020, but I have a feeling the Yankees may be back on top. Yankees
so
going to take the World Series.
This coming October,
Yeah.
the two teams are going to make it when the playoffs haven't started for months. The Yankees are going to be there.
The Yankees are going to be. They're going to win the World Series. They haven't been to the World Series since 2009.
Okay.
But they played in 40 World Series already and have won 27 of them.
Okay.
So I'm going to say Yankees.
Again, who are they playing? Do you know?
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. Red Sox?
Doesn't matter.
Okay. Pirates?
Hashtag mighty go Chiefs. What'd you say?
Chief Life. Mighty Go Chiefs.
Whatever kid said.
Mighty Go Chief is actually, he plays for the Yankees.
It's not who's going to play. It's who will win the World Series.
So I went with who's going to play and then who will win. So the Houston Astros, who lost this last year against the Nationals, it was really, really sad. I was going for the Astros clearly. So I have a friend that lives in Houston.
What's their mascot?
The Astro, the star.
Okay.
Or is that Dallas Cowboys? It could be the same. It's Texas, the Star State. So the Houston Astros,
they're the Rangers, I think,
are going to play against the LA Dodgers. So Astros pitcher Justin Verlander is back with a vengeance and won't be happy with losing again. After pitching a near shutout game in Game 1, the team gets cocky and the Dodgers win 3 games in a row. The Astros refuse to take second again and win a historic 3 games in a row to become World Series champions. Astros 4-3.
How many times have the Astros gone to the World Series?
Numbers.
7. Actually, probably 4. You look it up right now,
I'll look it
please.
up. I have no idea.
So, yeah, I think we're pretty much on there. That's the Star State. We'll be proud again.
The Star State.
Everything's bigger in the Star State.
They've been 2 times.
Yep, that's what I meant.
Yeah.
4 divided by 2.
2019 and
You said 2,
2017.
right?
Yeah.
I heard that.
What can we butcher next?
We done football. We done baseball. Where we going now, Jacob?
It's time to talk basketball.
John
So,
Tesh song.
who's going to win the WNBA?
That's not the category, Jacob.
In the NBA Finals, which takes place in either June or July, sometime this summer, the Milwaukee Bucks are going to play the Denver Nuggets. Oh. Yeah? Are you
thought of that
close?
name?
No, keep going.
Nuggets.
So, Bucks power
let's
forward.
be called Nuggets.
Sunday, June 21st is when the NBA
I
Finals
knew it. It was right between,
June,
star
July.
sign
Yes,
somewhere there.
exactly.
So Bucks power forward Giannis Antetokounmpo, a.k.a. his real name is Antetokounmpo, a.k.a. I'm just going to call him the Greek Freak because that's what I call him when I watch the games.
That's
I say,
true. When you
there
watch all
goes
those
again,
games.
the Greek Freak.
There goes the Greek
Chief
Freak.
Life.
So he is such a force that the Nuggets double and triple team him. Last year they did the same thing and they didn't even make it to the finals because he's a power guy. So they took him
power
down.
guy.
But they ignore Chris Middleton and Eric Bledsoe, who have prepared for this moment. But the Greek Freak, I was going to say his name again, but I just know him as Greek Freak. He still averages 25 points a game with 10 rebounds and 6 steals. The United Bucks proved to be too big a match for Paul Millsap and the Denver Nuggets. It's the Milwaukee Bucks 4-3.
I still feel like I need to talk about this. The Denver Nuggets.
Yeah, they're great teams this year, actually. The
I know,
Bucks and the Nuggets are
but
two
when
of the
they
best.
named this team,
Gold Nuggets.
they were like, is that what it is?
I think so.
I think it's chicken. Denver's known for its chicken.
Yeah, known for chicken nuggets.
Or is that dino? Chicken
could be.
dinos.
Is there gold in Denver? Is that a thing? I don't remember
know.
gold in Denver. Why are they called the Nuggets?
It's reefer, right?
No,
the reefer
it's
nuggets.
not.
Reefer
Family
Nuggets.
friendly.
Is it not?
It's not.
Okay, I got it now.
Okay, thank you.
Ken. Yeah,
Yeah.
You brought it in.
All right, for me, I think it's all about the superstars here. I think it's going to be you're great, Ken. I think the Milwaukee Bucks are going to go.
Okay.
But I also think it's going to be the LA Lakers, and I think LeBron James is going to win yet another title for the LA Lakers.
Again, well, at least it's not the Clippers or the Warriors.
Oh yeah, well, okay. Do you guys know? I found this out. This actually was interesting.
I know we're not saying the Jazz.
Do you know the Golden State
kind of good now?
The Golden State Warriors and the Cleveland Cavaliers went to the NBA Finals 4 years in a row, 2005, 2018.
Wow, okay.
That's the same 2 teams playing each other 4 years in a row.
Yeah, it's no fun.
That's weird. And by the way, the
is
Boston Celtics and the Los Angeles Lakers / Minneapolis Lakers before, they own half the titles of the NBA Finals, having won a combined 33 of 73 championships.
Yeah.
Just those 2 teams.
I mean,
And last year,
Magic Johnson, Larry
the
Bird,
Toronto
classic.
Raptors taking the title away from American teams. We got to bring it back to L.A.
Blame
America,
Canada.
baby. # Chief Life.
Yeah.
I think I'd rather have Canada win it over LA.
Who
likes the Lakers?
The Lakers haven't
Nobody.
gone to the finals since 2010. 2010. Yes, I have it right there.
Okay, I believe that.
Yeah.
That sounds like a fact.
It does.
We've talked a lot about sports. Let's move on to something we know more about, Jacob.
We
Politics.
We came forward with
Politics.
facts. Oh no, not politics.
Yes. Kent, Joel, I need you to really think about this. Look into your hearts and tell me, what underqualified celebrity.
Underqualified.
Overqualified, probably. Wait, no. Underqualified celebrity is going to be running for president this year.
I said running for
Or
office.
office, yeah.
I said the Kardashians. They're already
All of them?
They're already getting paid for doing nothing, so they might as well be members of Congress. Heyo!
All of them?
Nice.
All of them.
Wait, they're
all the
just going to run
Kardashians.
as the Kardashians.
They are going to
they
be
all win.
Yeah, all the representatives, because that's what's going to happen. Is they're like, we're running, and people that have no clue about politics be like, I'll vote for them. They've been on Instagram.
Well, Kendall, she just drinks a Pepsi, and the world is united.
Which
right?
one is that?
It's Kendall or Kylie. One of them drank a Pepsi.
All I know is Kim. Kim is the only one I know.
brunette,
Of them drink
the brunette
That
in the
doesn't
family.
help me.
Oh,
That's
man,
mine. Though.
There's some jokes there.
I'm keeping it simple because I don't get into politics on Baconsale.
Mine is Kris Jenner is going to run for office.
Does he
So-
count as one of the Kardashians still?
She.
Does she count as one of the Kardashians
She's
still?
the mom, Joel. Maybe.
That's right.
So Kris Jenner is the mom, and she has launched. Well, she's actually taken
Did we
advantage
really
of the
go
family.
with-
Yeah, we went with Kardashians because it's a tabloid magazine. But she has really cultivated her daughters to become the do nothing, get famous people that they are.
Yes.
But she says this is one of her slogans: "If I can run the state of Kardashian, I can run the state of California." So she is going
That's
to
her
run.
platform?
That's a good
She's going to run
platform.
for Congress
Yeah.
in California.
Hashtag Chief Life.
But she's really only doing it for the latest season of Keeping Up with the Kardashians. She's hoping that the campaign trail will be a great season of that reality TV show, and then she wins the Congress seat. Didn't even know she would.
She's not wrong. It's a good play.
And the spinoff series is called The First Family of California, but first is spelled with a 1 instead of an I. The First Family of California. Kris Jenner and the Kardashians are going to office.
I don't know whether to be disgusted or impressed with you right now.
Wait, both?
Could be.
No los dos.
Wow.
Yeah, we got to stop there. No more politics.
All
Yeah, let's
right.
get
It's
back like there's a real election happening.
Let's have a real upbeat one next. What do we have here? Oh, the celebrity we think will die.
So
and
it's the rule-
probably the rule of threes.
It's
You
the
go
rule
with
of
the rule
threes.
of
We have to
threes.
pick 3 celebrities.
Last year I said Jake Paul because we
Nope.
all hoped.
He's still alive.
Joaquin Phoenix, which we all thought because he lost the plot and he started hanging out with
Is he alive?
Rooney Mara.
filthy dragons.
Or is he a vampire?
And then I thought the Curse of the Joker was still going to continue with Jack Nicholson, who is getting up there in age. But I was wrong on all 3 accounts. This year, I went with Sean Connery. We haven't seen Sean Connery for a while. We all
He's
love him.
88, isn't he?
Yeah, he's 88, and even on his IMDb, you can see his legacy black and white picture. They're already preparing to have the send off videos. Joining him, sadly, will be Angela Lansbury.
Wait, whoa, man, you're killing off 2 beloved people.
Yeah, it's a sad year, Joel.
well, there's a third.
Yeah,
There's got to be. He's 89 years old. He's going to turn 90.
how old is
this year.
Angela Lansbury? I think she's 94.
That's
but
old.
They're both getting up there. And
We
you
can
haven't
talk about
seen
Betty White again.
Angela Lansbury was last seen in Mary Poppins Returns. and
She's
it was
94.
It was
She'll be
nice to
turning
see her in
95
that,
this
but
year.
that's going to be her last
She was
actual
so
role.
old.
She was. But joining them, and this is left field, but we always kind of go wild card on this one, Tom DeLonge from Blink-182.
What?
Wow.
He's going to die this year because...
Where did that come from?
So he actually uncovered a lot of truths about UFOs, and the government actually kind of agreed that he did see something that was considered to be a UFO.
Yep.
But he's going to start investigating more about government
Is this
cover-ups.
based off something true?
I just think he will. I think he's that conspiratorial that he'll research more and he'll find out stuff about Roswell, the JFK assassination,
Area
and they're going
51.
to put a hit
Then they
out
gotta
on
take
this
him out.
guy.
Okay.
He is gone.
Well, the world will be better
Wow.
at least.
Oh,
Oh, so true though.
no.
Hashtag go Chiefs.
Oh. I guess this is blowing up.
All the things we've said, and Jacobson crosses the line.
Yeah, seriously. All right, Joel, who's going to die?
So last year, I said Cloris Leachman, Doris Day, and Madonna. And Doris Day did pass
She
away.
did. Rest in peace.
Yay.
Did she?
I don't know if
Well,
I can-
No,
I
don't
I-
yay.
her time.
I
What's
can't-
wrong with you,
I got
you
the
monster?
point.
Oh, he's a monster now.
Oh, yeah. Jacob's trying to deflect it now,
The
but I'm
world
not
would be better off
celebrating
when a
it.
35-year-old guy dies, but
Yeah.
That's true. Doris Day. She's
But
a
no, she
national
passed
treasure.
away on May 13th at the age of 97, which was sad.
Man,
but I have to admit, I
97.
did text Ken
Good
to be
for
like, I
her.
got it right.
yeah, you did.
But
day has
okay,
come.
here's my predictions for this year. Larry King.
Oh.
Larry King is 86 years old. He is going to turn 87 this year.
Are we sure he's not just a puppet or an animatronic at this point?
Can't.
Well,
Maybe. But Conan O'Brien's actually going to give him a very loving tribute because he always makes
I
a
thought
say Conan was gonna
next.
die.
No. Conan's going to make a very loving tribute to Larry King because he's been his jokes at his expense for years and years and years. Carol Burnett will also pass away.
Oh, I don't think we're ready for that.
No, the thing we weren't ready for
sad.
Betty White either. But the thing is,
Betty White didn't die.
She's 86 years old. She'll be turning 87 this year.
Okay.
Lovely woman, fabulous career.
Yeah.
And then after she passed away, they'll air even more of those best of Carol Burnett shows and commercials on TV.
Which I always watch.
I do too. Because
That Gone with the Wind segment?
They're funny.
Hilarious.
The dentist thing with Tim Conway,
Great.
hilarious. And then my wild card
Oh, yeah.
is going to be Kevin Spacey.
Wait, he's going to kill everyone else off in order to have a career, or he will die?
Well, Kevin
gonna
Spacey.
set himself on
I don't know if you
fire.
guys have seen, but Kevin Spacey has been doing these videos of himself as the character Frank Underwood from House of Cards. So he's publicly disgraced after doing some horrible things, and then he's trying to come back with these random videos where he's acting like a character from a show he was kicked off of. But what's he been doing in between those bizarre videos? I'll tell you what, Kent. He's been acting as another character he's played, John Doe.
Oh,
That's
no.
right.
Oh, I hate it. Don't.
John Doe from the movie Seven.
That's so creepy.
Kevin Spacey has been torturing people based on the 7 deadly sins, and soon he'll be sent to his maker by none other than Brad Pitt.
Brad Pitt.
He's gonna
is
reenact
kill.
the
What's in the
movie.
box? What's in the box?
So, sorry, Kevin Spacey.
This is such a dark show. I love it.
There you go. There's my predictions.
Okay.
For deaths.
Oh, man.
So you said which 3 again?
I said Sean Connery, Angela Lansbury, and Tom DeLonge.
Larry King, Carol Burnett, Kevin Spacey.
Oh, man, that's so weird.
That's so dark. Oh my gosh! You guys would mock me for doing like
Didn't
the,
you cheer
the
when
quiz show
one
when
of the
found like
Burns?
Dead or
Pretty
Alive?
sure.
Yeah.
This is so much worse than Dead or Alive.
Let's move on. Quick, happy.
Man, Dead or Alive is a good game though.
Back to movies.
It's a
Back to
great
movies.
game. All right.
There's no place like home.
Next category is. This is such a weird transition. The movie with the biggest box office.
So we could combine on this what we predicted last year because we knew what would be the biggest movie.
We both said Avengers.
Our
Endgame.
numbers were a little bit off as far as how it actually made.
I kind of like this conversation. I'd like to bring it up now.
know. So I said
So-
Endgame with $2.1 billion. Chick, I think you're right around that number with me. Like
No.
in agreement.
So what happened was Kent said, I think
I
Lion
went
King...
a little higher, didn't I?
So it made $2.8 billion.
Yeah.
Highest grossing of all time. Kent said, I think Lion King... I'm going to do Kent's voice with a southern accent if you don't mind. I think Lion King will make $2 billion. I think Avengers Endgame will make $2.1 billion. And I said, see, and I'm saying Avengers Endgame will make $2.5 billion. That much? I think people will be a little soured by the end.
That much? But what if they release it 17 times in the theater with a new unfinished Hulk scene?
However, I did say it would land in between Avatar and Titanic and actually became the highest grossing, so I wasn't right either. And Kent was surprisingly right because he predicted the 3-hour runtime.
Did I predict anything in this?
I think you
No.
did say a high number.
I think
I
you
did.
made some inappropriate joke that we kind of were like, too far, Jacob, too far.
Too far.
That's likely.
Wow, too far.
But for 2020, I'm going to say the highest grossing movie of 2020 is going to be Fast and Furious 9.
wow.
The 9th installment
Wow.
of the Fast and Furious
There's a
franchise.
ninth one coming out this year?
Yeah.
Which the IMDb synopsis says, plot unknown, the 9th installment of the Fast and Furious franchise.
That sounds riveting.
Domestically, it'll make around $200 million. Worldwide, it's going to be closer to $1 billion. It's ridiculous how much money these movies make overseas. Furious 7, by the way, $353 domestically, $1.1 billion in other territories.
Yes.
Not worldwide, not combined.
Yeah.
It made over $1
Insane.
billion. And then Fate of the Furious, $226 million here in the States, $1 billion in outside the States. So both these movies made over $1 billion because of just the other territories. It's insane.
Oh, no, you're right on this one.
So Fast and
I didn't
Furious.
take into account how much stupid money that movie makes elsewhere.
So much stupid money.
But do we feel like it's going to falter now with The Rock not being as big a part?
Okay, so Hobbs and Shaw
Yeah.
did not fare as well
Right.
overseas. And so I think Vin Diesel apparently is the draw, or maybe even the name Fast and Furious. I think this is going to do better than Hobbs and Shaw.
Well,
I
it
think it's
will.
gonna be
It
highest
will.
grossing.
But that's
Yeah.
so much money.
It is.
So this one is a near tie for me. I think Wonder Woman 84 will take the steam of the last movie and will get $1.1 billion. It's not going to be a crazy high year. In fact, it'll be a really low box office year. So that movie will make $1.1 billion. And because the last one I think made
You think so?
about
Is there
800
enough
million.
hype and steam for that?
It will be strange internationally because it is so America in the 80s based.
I feel like it's going to be south of
And
a
that may
billion.
not translate. And it could be just south.
Well,
Yeah.
but here's the thing: is there's not a lot of other superhero fare
Well,
this
there's
year.
Black Widow, which will still make a lot of money because people do
Excuse
like
me, a
the
lot
character.
of good superhero fare this year.
True. And then Eternals at the end of the year, but it's a very unknown property, like a Guardians was back in the day. But the movie that will be right up to the heels and maybe even transcend will be Minions: The Rise of Gru. Will be just under $1.1 billion.
It's so true.
The last movie made $1.3 billion.
It's so true.
And I do think Minions are kind of on the way out, but this is the origin of Gru. But the Minions are the main part. People go crazy for this stuff, and the world is a worse place for it.
You said Eternals are the end of this year?
Yeah, it's in November.
With ripped Kumail Nanjiani.
Yeah.
You didn't have to say it like that.
I did.
But
Cameron loves him.
But people do now. Like now, they know that Gal Gadot is a great Wonder Woman, and before it was unproven. But now they're like just ready to see more happen, right? In her own standalone adventure at this point. So, So
Eternals or Wonder Woman? What's going to make more?
Wonder Woman.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
We're down to 3 more categories. The first one: 3 movies that you want to flop.
last year I said Men in Black International, Charlie's Angels, and Brightburn, and I was
Wow.
right on all 3.
Good job, Ken.
They all lost a ton of money. And Brightburn was even cheap to make, but still almost went direct to video, like as soon as it was released.
Really, it
Charlie's
lost
Angels
money?
lost $80 million. Men in Black, I think, lost about $75 million.
Yeah, but Brightburn, I mean, they made that for crackers.
Well, they had
and,
a
donuts
big
and stuff.
budget because it was all gore. Like, it was a really gory movie. But this year, there's not as much hate for me for movies this year because I don't really know too much about the movies of next year. But first and foremost, I do want this movie to fail. It's Free Guy. This is Ryan Reynolds' new movie. The synopsis is a bank teller discovers that he's actually an NPC inside a brutal open-world video game.
You didn't like that?
No. I do not care for Ryan Reynolds anymore. It's tired. I was so bored of him in Detective Pikachu last year, and this is him playing in Fortnite. He's a regular guy in Fortnite. Cool concept. I think it's going to be terrible, and it's going to be like Ready Player One, but with jokes that appeal to 14-year-olds. And I really want this one to fail. Also, My Spy. This one has Dave Bautista in Suburban Commando Part 2.
Yeah, with the little girl.
Yeah. And this is a hardened CIA operative finds himself at the mercy of a precocious 9-year-old girl, having been sent undercover to surveil her family. Just looks so boring. It looks like it should be a Disney Plus movie.
Yeah.
At best. And last one is Super Intelligence. Carol Peters' life is turned upside down when she is selected for observation by the world's first superintelligence, a form of AI that may or may not take over the world. Directed by Ben Falcone, starring his wife, Melissa McCarthy.
Oh, okay.
Also written by the guy who wrote The Boss. So, yeah, it's going to be awesome because Ben Falcone and Melissa McCarthy are a power couple, I think. So, yeah,
Yeah,
Joel.
Melissa McCarthy, I was going to say, her comedies really haven't done well, though, have
No,
they?
not at all.
Why do they keep making them?
Well, these two together, they did Tammy, The Boss, Everything Else Bad.
Spy.
Yeah, no, Spy was Paul Feig.
Oh, okay, that's right.
Yeah.
He wrote that, though, didn't he? It doesn't matter.
No.
All right, movies last year I said I wanted to flop. Oh, jeez. The Lion King, I said.
1.5 bill.
Second highest grossing of the year with $1.7 billion. But truth is, people don't care for it.
Yeah, well, it's the worst movie of the year.
Aladdin made $1 billion.
You're just picking on Disney.
Dang it. And then I said a Medea family funeral. I wish that would have flopped. It was made for a budget of $20 million. Guys, it made $74.8 million.
Jeez.
How? Who went to see Medea Family Funeral? All right, and the ones I want to flop into 2020, Kent, I said Birds of Prey.
Oh,
I said Birds of Prey.
You wanted to flop?
I wanted to flop. So here's the thing. Okay, so
Because it's
why are you so
aggressively
mean?
annoying?
yes. Okay, so I wasn't a big fan of Suicide Squad to start with.
It's refreshing to
was
hear you
fine.
speak that way, Kent.
Yeah, it does not look good.
But it just they put this out there as a movie, and it's like, oh, it's going to be a Harley Quinn movie. I'm like, oh, cool. No, it's another ensemble piece with a bunch of characters we don't care about, and then Harley Quinn.
Yes.
And then when I saw
and she
the
shouldn't
trailer,
even be in the movie because it's Birds of Prey.
yeah,
Right.
But then, okay,
But it's the fantabulous emancipation of one Harley Quinn.
Yeah, which when they did that title, I'm like, okay, keep patting yourself on the back here.
Yeah.
But then I watched the trailer, and I didn't think, like, Margot Robbie's accent for one was just sliding all over the place. It wasn't Harley Quinn.
Well, she's leaning into it hardcore.
She is. And it was like, oh man, this is gonna be like a Mater situation where it's like this character was good in small doses, but as a main character, it might not be as strong. And so I'm concerned. And the trailer just didn't really like it. And then that's got
Do you
Rosie
think the
Perez in
R
it.
rating hurts or helps?
I think it's a bad move to move from a PG-13 franchise to an R-rated franchise.
Because as you know, Suicide Squad made about $800 million.
And this isn't going to make that much because
There's nothing else that comes out in February. Nothing, no other competition.
people will stay home and watch Disney Plus.
Maybe. There's no Mandalorian anymore.
My number 2.
They'll rewatch it.
Kent, you already talked about this. Minions: The Rise of Gru.
There's no way it's going to bomb, though.
Here's the thing: is Despicable Me started off strong, and then it got weaker with each movie, but they get more money each time.
Yes.
Despicable Me, 500 million. Despicable Me 2, 970 million. Despicable Me 3, 1 billion. Minions, 1.1 billion. No one's teaching them lessons. They will never learn the lesson, and they'll just keep making these movies if you keep giving them your money. Stop.
And they've ruined Facebook. Memes are ruined.
They are because of Minions. Speaking of Trolls, Trolls World Tour is my number 3.
You have it out for that series.
Trolls is just... Okay, so this comes out April 17th. The synopsis says, sequel to the 2016 animated hit. That's as creative as they wanted to get with the synopsis, because that's as creative they got with the movie. They're like, let's just sing more songs. Let's just have Anna, what's her name?
Anna Kendrick.
Doesn't matter. Let's just have her sing songs.
Justin Timberlake.
Let's have them sing songs.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. They don't have a story. They just have a lot of karaoke numbers they wanted to.
You're right.
I hated the first one, and it looks like this one is going to be 10 times more obnoxious.
You're right.
Please fail Trolls World Tour. Now, those are the ones we want to fail.
So, yes, the next category is going to be the ones that actually will.
So last year I said Alita Battle Angel.
Yes, we just picked one on this one, right?
Yeah, just one. Last year I said Alita Battle Angel. It had a budget of 170 million, and it made 404 million. So it did
Made
fine.
some money.
But
She did very well
but
in
it
our
didn't
robot
get
bracket.
my money, and it's not ever going to get my
Just
money.
watch it.
Just
never
watch
going to
it.
get it. No, it's never going to get
I
it.
showed it to my nephews. They liked it.
But no, the one I think is going to flop is Sonic the Hedgehog.
You think so?
I disagree.
I totally disagree, actually.
It was going to until the redesign, and people will support it now.
Yeah, people are into
Look,
it now.
guys, they're trying. They're really
The
trying.
movie's gonna be terrible.
They redesigned the entire main character because of audience feedback, but it has so many cards stacked up against it.
You're right.
It is a video game movie.
It has so much attention.
Strike one. It is an older property that most people have forgotten about, and those that are old enough to go see it probably don't really care to. Strike two. It has James Marsden in it. Strike three. No,
He was in Hop.
No, I know. I actually don't mind James Marsden.
You jerk.
But I just think this does not have a lot of things going for it, and I don't think Jim Carrey's going to be the draw that they think he's going to be as Dr.
he's
Robotnik.
not anymore.
So this is going to be a flop.
I do think that the older fans would not have gone to see it before because the design was so horrendous, but now they will to support these animators who fixed it. Like, I think for that reason alone, it will be a bad movie,
Right.
but people will still go opening weekend.
What do you guess in box office for Sonic?
I'm going to say American $80 million. And it's going to make
Isn't that the budget?
it's going to make $350 million worldwide,
Okay.
which is a high for a video game movie.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know how video games movies do at the box office, to be honest. I know they don't do well.
So my movie that I think will
critically.
flop,
Yeah, let's hear
last
it.
year I said Hellboy, and it did.
Yeah.
It lost so much money.
The budget is 95 million
Oh, okay.
for Sonic, by the way.
That's a lot. Probably all in the redesign.
Yeah.
The movie that will flop this year comes out April 3rd. It's The New Mutants.
Oh, the one that, like, the R-rated X-Men.
Yeah. So
There's no way it won't.
This is meant to release in 2018, but it was pushed a year to make room for Deadpool 2. So it was actually logistical reasons. They're like, give Deadpool 2 some room to breathe, and this will be our Fox Marvel property. And, it made a lot of money. And then they're like, let's do some reshoots. We'll make it a little more scary. Because it's all, the synopsis is 5 young mutants just discovering their abilities while held in a secret facility against their will, fight to escape their past sins and save themselves. Young X-Men? Yay! Right? This is meant to tie in with literally New Mutants, and James McAvoy is going to show up. But then they scrapped pretty much everything. And so delayed a year.
They brought in James Marsden.
And then it was caught up in the delayed release already of Dark Phoenix.
Now it'll work, Joel.
And then Disney took over Fox, and they didn't like New Mutants, and they wanted to reshoot it, but they said, we're going to align it with the director's original vision. They removed all ties to the X-Men. They don't want this anywhere near that property, and they say it will not be tied to the MCU at all. So they are allowing this movie, and that's what it seems like. They're allowing this movie to be released, and it will be
So it was
quickly
just a one-off.
thrown under the
Yeah,
rug.
yeah.
And so this comes out April. This will bomb.
Okay. I believe it.
All right, my most likely to flop is going to be Legally Blonde 3. No, I'm
Is
just
that
kidding.
actually coming out?
Yeah,
It
that is coming out.
It is. No, that's my most anticipated.
Of course it is.
Right next to Coming to America 2, coming out next Christmas.
Also another bad idea, I think.
Could be fun.
That's the craziest thing I've ever heard
I know.
in my entire life.
It's coming to America.
All right, the final category. Are you guys ready? 5 movies you are excited for this year in 2020.
What'd you say last year, Kent?
I said Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark.
Which you liked.
Us.
Which you liked?
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Which
you
you
really
loved.
liked.
John Wick 3.
Which you liked?
And How to Train Your Dragon: The Hidden World.
Which you were only okay with.
You know what I think? I think he makes these predictions and he holds himself to it. So even if he doesn't like it, he's like,
feel
"This
like
is my
that's
top. This is my top
That's
5."
just it. I wish I liked Us and Scary. I really like Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark. I wish I liked Us more. It's
Yeah.
kind of disappointing.
The ending kind of But
my number 5 most anticipated movie of the year
Let's hear it. Legally Blonde 3.
is A Quiet Place Part 2.
A Quiet Place 2? I thought they figured out how to kill those monsters.
Well, yes, but they're going to continue it. Like, I don't think anyone cared to see a sequel of this. It felt like a great standalone story.
It did.
But the trailer changed everything.
Yeah, the trailer was interesting, actually.
So I'll give the synopsis real quick. Following the events of their home, the Abbott family now faces the terrors of the outside world, forced to venture into the unknown. Into the unknown.
Still haven't seen it.
They realize the creatures that hunt by sound are not the only threats lurking beyond the sand path.
Bum, bum, bum.
So this is the fear of humanity and who has survived and how they will threaten them. Directed once again by John Krasinski, Emily Blunt, Cillian Murphy's in this one. Pretty stoked. And it was the trailer that sold me on it.
It's post-apocalyptic.
It was.
I
It was
guess
a good trailer.
Cillian Murphy has to be there.
I had this in my, because I have a list of
They're
what.
like, hey, Cillian Murphy, grow a beard this time.
Yeah.
Perfect.
'Cause he's great.
Perfect. You're skinny. I love it.
This was like in my top 20 most anticipated for 2020 until I saw the trailer and I'm like, boom, number 5.
Okay.
I mean, they brought it into like half relevancy after the trailer, which
Yeah.
is way more than it was because it didn't make sense.
I'm excited for that experience again of going to a theater and everyone doing their best to stay quiet. That was such a cool experience.
You going to do that again, though?
I hope.
Okay.
So, Joel, what about you? What was last year?
Last year, I said Dumbo, which I didn't see. John Wick 3, which I saw and liked. Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark, which I didn't see yet. I'm saving that.
need to.
I didn't get into the
How
October.
are these your most anticipated?
They were my most anticipated. Remember?
Dumbo came
We had a
out
whole
in
discussion about
February.
it. Yeah. Spider-Man Far From Home, which I loved, and Avengers Endgame, which I loved.
Yeah.
So, did okay. Dumbo I actually didn't see because you guys were like,
It's not
"Bah."
good. It's not good.
No,
And then
it's not.
Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark, I'm saving till October again because I'd missed it this
man,
October.
it's so far away.
I know. My number 5 is actually G.I. Joe Ever Vigilant.
Nope.
Is that a thing?
It's a
is.
sequel to the other live action. You guys, it was going to be made back in like 2016, but the director left to direct Gem and the Holograms. But now we're finally going to get G.I. Joe.
Wait,
Ever
is that
Vigilant.
a real movie? Because I know they're making a
Yes,
Snake
it
Eyes
is.
movie.
It's in
a
the
Snake
list
Eyes
I'm looking
spinoff.
at right now.
Yeah, it's
They're
supposed
doing
to.
2 G.I. Joe movies?
They've been pushing this one back.
Are they going to reboot the cast again?
Probably?
Yeah.
No, my real
The
number
Rock will
5,
be there.
guys, haha, is Mulan.
Really?
You guys
But
know
why?
me. You guys know me. I'm kind of against all these Disney live action reboots, but like you said about Quiet Place 2, Kent, the trailer.
Okay.
I watched this trailer for Mulan and I went, they could do something really interesting with this movie. And Mulan has never been one of my beloved films, and I'm like, don't touch it. I'm like, yeah, I like it. I like Mulan.
Great one song.
But let's see how it
And
can do
movie.
real good.
Yeah.
And so I'm excited to see what they can do with Mulan in March of this year, 2020.
Yeah, pretty soon.
And then my number 4 is actually Jungle Cruise.
Nope.
You guys, it's a movie
Nope.
based on the best ride at Disneyland.
We've seen this before.
Yeah.
It's actually another Emily Blunt movie. It's Quiet Place 2.
Oh, that's only what?
Number 4.
You're more excited about other movies other than Quiet Place 2.
Because I don't want a sequel.
That's your number 1 of
It's
2018.
Monster Hunter.
I
coming
didn't
out
want a
September
sequel.
4th.
I was like, no sequel. And then I saw the trailer, like you said, and I went, I'm cautiously optimistic. So it didn't make higher on the list because I'm like, I'm still like, do we need this? But I like the trailer. It looked interesting. It shows kind of a prequel of what happened. And I'm like, okay, let's do this.
Okay.
So there you go.
My number 4, I try not to pick superhero movies because everyone anticipates them. They're on every list. But Wonder Woman 84, I'm super curious about what's going to happen here.
It looked interesting.
And Gal Gadot is she's so appealing. Like, as the lead in this movie, just captivating, actually. She is a great Diana. So, yeah, there's no plot. It says plot unknown. But if you watch the trailer, you can try to gather that there's some wealthy industrialist that is trying to trick her and use magic and yada, yada,
Played
yada.
by the Mandalorian.
Yes. Yeah, Pedro Pascal. But once again, directed by Patty Jenkins. She's a great director. So I'm hoping that it doesn't go
'Cause she
go
directed the
too
first
kitschy.
Wonder Woman.
She did.
Yeah.
Yeah. So here's hoping, but it could be a mess. We'll see. It's more nervous excitement on that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It feels like they could run afoul with that.
It's
honestly.
true.
Yeah.
My number 3 is Dune.
Dune?
Dune.
Well, he likes the director.
I love the director.
Who's the
Denis
director?
Villeneuve.
Oh, Denis
Honestly,
Villeneuve
I'm
was
curious
there.
about this one too.
So-
Denis Villeneuve did what movies again that you like?
Arrival, Prisoners, Incendies, Enemy,
and then he
Does he do 2-word titles?
Blade Runner 2049.
Oh, there we go. Okay.
Yeah. I love this guy's work. Like, he knows what he's doing. Granted, Blade Runner 2049 was seen as kind of a critical or commercial failure. And
That's real good.
Dune almost made my will flop list because it will make
but because it's
a
Denis
decent amount of money.
Villeneuve.
Yeah.
The original Dune flopped, didn't it?
Oh, did it? I'm sure there are
I think
people
it
out
did.
there that
I
would
think
tell
it
us.
did.
It's so weird, guys. The story of Dune. So
it's cool. It's crazy.
the synopsis is it's another feature adaptation of Frank Herbert's science fiction novel about the son of a noble family entrusted with the protection of the most valuable asset and most vital element in the galaxy.
Spice. Oh yeah, it didn't make its money back.
Okay.
Back in 82.
It's the weirdest
84.
crap that you see on
it's
cable
so
late at
strange.
night. It's so strange. So this stars Timothy Chalamet, Rebecca Ferguson, who we all love, Oscar Isaac, Josh Brolin, and Jason Momoa.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
I mean, and with Villeneuve, it's going to be like he's going to turn that into art.
He's so cerebral with everything he does.
Yeah. I'm intrigued.
I can't wait for this movie.
So weird. Did you like the original Dune?
When I was 7 and watched it on a Saturday afternoon and didn't understand a thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
You should just went with Black Widow.
Oh, yeah, because I care about that, clearly.
Well, then you could have Joel choices.
Yeah.
Like my number 3, Clifford the Big Red Dog. Coming in November. He's big, he's red, he's a dog. What's not to love, guys?
Is it a cartoon or live action mixed with cartoon?
Don't know. I didn't do that much research on it.
Yeah.
Because my real pick is actually Ghostbusters Afterlife.
What?
Coming out in July. Now, the 2016 Ghostbusters trailer said, you know that movie you loved from 30 years ago? This has nothing to do with that. Whereas this one's like, you know that movie from Love 30 years ago? We love it too.
Yeah.
And that's how I felt.
That is the tone.
I watched this and I was like, I mean, do we need a Ghostbusters sequel?
No.
I mean, Ghostbusters 2 isn't even that necessary.
Like, not even to get the bad taste out of our mouth from 2016. Like, nobody needed it. They said, that doesn't really exist for me.
Yeah.
But this one is kind of like, okay, let's see what
And
happens.
it's because it's like it's a continuation of the story where it's like, hey, this could be what happened. And I think we talked about it on a Pagan Bet, actually. We talked about the trailer and what we thought about it. But I was impressed with the trailer, and it did hit the right nostalgia buttons for me where I'm like, okay.
And the reverence for Egon.
Yes, Spengler,
So
Harold Ramis, who sadly passed away already. He's obviously not going to be in the film, but his presence is there, and I'm like, oh, that seems like a nice tribute.
You're right.
I'm not a big fan of Finn Wolfhard being in everything that has spooks and ghosts and supernatural elements. I need the kid to branch out a bit more, but overall, I'm like, you know what? This looks good.
And Paul Rudd being Paul Rudd.
Paul Rudd's going to be Paul Rudd.
Yeah.
He's going to be like, hey, you want to bust some ghosts? Cool, I can do that.
That's
That
cool.
sounds good.
Yeah,
let's do some ghosts.
I'm not busy.
Yeah, there you go.
That's him. That's perfect. Yeah.
My number 2.
I know what it is. It's
You know what it is?
Bloodshot.
With Vin
Starring
Diesel.
Vin Diesel,
No,
February 21st.
you guys, of course, it's Scoob.
Just Scoob.
Coming out
is
in
it
May.
Scoob or is it Scoob?
It's Scoob with an exclamation
Like
point.
mother.
We haven't had a theatrically released Scooby-Doo movie since 2004. It's time.
Wow.
We've never had have an animated Scooby-Doo movie.
Is this
in theaters,
animated or is it the same thing?
It's
where it's live
animated.
action animated?
I think it's theater. I think it's animated.
All animated.
I think
Okay.
it's straight up
CG,
animated.
sure.
It honestly, the poster looked like it's Scrappy-Doo. It's an origin story of how the gang came to be.
Oh.
No, actually, my number 2 is Tenet. T-E-N-E-T. Directed
Heard of
by
that one.
Christopher Nolan.
Huh.
And here's the
That's
synopsis. An action epic revolving around international espionage, time travel, and evolution. This number 1 pick for Kent is going to be Kent's favorite movie of the year.
Yeah. It's like you know me, Joel.
Oh, that was funny.
but what if it's a failure?
I don't know, but okay, Christopher Nolan, he's doing great. Like it's 10 for 10, I think,
It's
right
interesting
now.
he's going with time travel. Is it really? I didn't know that. I knew it was a spy movie.
okay,
Lady
so
on the Water is like waiting somewhere in the background for him to make.
Oh, don't make him make a Lady in the Water. Here's the thing, though, Jacob. I watched the trailer, and the trailer left me scratching my head, but I've still got the itch to see it. I want to
Is
see
there a
this
new
movie.
trailer?
No, it's the only trailer we're going to watch. It's the one trailer.
Yeah.
All I saw was
Yeah.
the teaser.
Yeah, and that's all I'm watching. Because
Yeah, same.
here's the thing.
Oh, that makes
Christopher
sense.
Nolan has built a relationship with me enough
VRT, sure.
that I'm like, you know what? I trust you to make a good movie. I don't really need a trailer to kind of tease me into this. I'm going to be seeing this.
Yeah.
Because it looks good.
Time travel concerns me. Like, if you're going to have a spy movie, why is there time travel? And time travel is what he just did, in sort of. Interstellar?
In Dunkirk?
No, Interstellar.
Okay.
I mean, right?
Ish?
Isn't it- yeah, ish.
Well, the
yeah.
thing is that I think
concept
it's, I think
of
it's the
time
ish.
being
It's going to be a
universal.
smart time travel movie. I think.
Okay.
If needs be. So yeah,
I guess I was excited that it was like a straightforward spy movie and it was
Oh,
going to
no.
be really smart.
Heavens
because
no,
of
there's
that.
some weird stuff in that trailer where it's like
He
they're
said it's his biggest
rewinding.
movie yet.
Man, it's gonna be crazy.
Most cerebral, biggest movie yet.
Oh, that's scary.
Yeah, really scary.
July. This comes out in July. It's July 17th. Tenet. I'm excited to see it, and I really
I'm
hope
glad you
Ken
told
takes
me
to the
about
screening.
that.
Yeah. Did you know it was coming out, Ken?
No, I didn't. I thought it was
Okay.
a couple of years maybe.
Do you want to do your number 2?
My number 2 is called Last Night in Soho.
I know I saw the trailer for this.
You
that
didn't.
sounds
There's no
familiar.
trailer.
Not trailer, the poster. I saw the poster for when I was
you
scrolling
did.
through.
A young girl passionate in fashion design is mysteriously able to enter the 1960s where she encounters her idol, a dazzling wannabe singer. But 1960s London is not what it seems, and time seems to fall apart with shady consequences. directed by Edgar Wright.
Are you sure it's not Legally Blonde 3?
Last Night in Soho.
That's right.
Starring Anya Taylor-Joy, Thomasin McKenzie, and Matt Smith.
Oh, this is totally a Kent movie.
It's such a Kent movie. So
it is.
I really like Baby Driver because it felt like Edgar Wright grew up, and now he's making a time-traveling, stylish horror film. Like a thriller.
Yeah.
And I am so excited.
Yeah.
This doesn't come out till September, so we have to wait a while.
Right.
But just to see his style, I can't wait to see what happens. And the editing that's going to happen in this type of thriller, going to be amazing.
Nice.
Okay. And I'll talk about them more throughout the year. My honorable mentions real quick. The Conjuring, The Devil Made Me Do It. So Conjuring 3.
I hate the title.
Me too.
Oh, that's so stupid.
Army of the Dead, which is going to be possibly at the end of the year a Netflix movie that Zack Snyder's making. Bill and Ted Face the Music.
I'm worried about that one.
So much. Death on the Nile.
Yeah.
The King's Man. The Invisible Man.
Really? The King's Man?
Yeah. I'm curious.
Golden Circle was so...
It was so bad, but I'm hoping this kind of rectifies it, and it has the lead guy from 1917. And also the
Sure
personal...
it's not Candyman?
yeah, and Candyman is coming out this year.
Yeah.
And the personal history of David Copperfield, which has Dev Patel. Was meant to come out at the end of this year.
Yeah, well,
Supposed to be really quite kind of funny.
Are you done?
Yeah, that's my honorable mentions.
Top Gun?
Oh, yeah.
That's his number one.
That is not his number one.
We'll get there. So, Joel, what are your...
My honorable mentions, most of the ones you said, and then I'll just add Uncharted as well.
They're
no,
gonna
it's
move
not
it
coming
back.
out. Uncharted is not coming
No,
out.
I know. It said December 18th, and I'm
Yeah.
like,
They haven't even started
I'll put it in there.
Yeah.
But yeah. No, a lot of ones you mentioned with Bill and Ted Face Music, I'm so cautious about that one.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, okay,
Does that comedy work anymore?
I don't know.
Does comedy work anymore?
Does Alex Winters work anymore?
So here's the thing. I was actually
Or is
okay
it
with
broken?
it until it became a passing torch thing because I saw this picture where it was like them with their daughters. And I'm like, no, don't make a movie about their daughters. Make the movie about Bill and Ted. That's who we want to see is Bill and Ted.
Right.
But we'll see.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Was it all your honorable
Well,
mentions?
you mentioned a lot of the
Okay.
same ones, but yeah, I was going to say, yeah. Just Uncharted's one we didn't mention. You guys remember the Croods? They're back. Croods 2. Croods 2 is back. And they got the original cast back, guys.
Oh, that's impressive.
Nicolas Cage, Ryan Reynolds, Emma Stone.
Yeah, and Cloris Leachman.
How do you know
and
that?
she's not dead?
Don't know
yet.
that.
I know this.
Stop
I'm
knowing
a
that.
walking IMDb, Jake.
Go back in time and undo that knowledge.
My number one is actually Wonder Woman 1984.
Is it a number one?
This was one of
Why?
the movies. It was
Really?
the trailer. The trailer. It was. I don't know if it was just the 80s music or
Yeah.
the look of it or Gal Gadot. I'm not sure. But it was one of those trailers when I went, yes, this is the type of summer movie I want to see. And it was one of those that I thought, a lot of these other movies I'll enjoy and I'll like. And they'll pop up out of nowhere. But this is one I have kind of my sights set on is like, that is a movie I want to see.
Okay, wow.
And
What a
I'm
surprising
sorry.
choice.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry that I put it above Tenet because I know that you
Well,
love Tenet.
and over Quiet Place too, because I know how much you like that.
And it's
the
because
first
of
one.
the cautiously optimistic thing. Whereas
Yeah.
Gal Gadot, like you said, has proven herself as a great Wonder Woman. And so I'm like, okay, 80s vibe, Wonder Woman, let's do this. This is going to be fun. So I'm not saying it's going to be like my favorite movie of the year, but
Right.
it's definitely one that I'm like, yeah, I want to see that. So my number one.
Because it is a lighter year as far as superhero movies go.
Yeah.
Marvel only has 2.
Yeah.
And there are a lot of Disney Plus series, and DC
darker
only
ones,
has
too.
2.
Yeah.
And one of them is rated R.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah,
you
one
go.
hardly counts. Honestly.
Yeah, exactly.
So Wonder Woman, 1984.
All right, my number one is Zack Snyder's Justice League. The Snyder
It's
Cut.
not happening this year, Kent.
Wait, but you told me it was going to
I
happen.
talked to Zach. He said he's going to push it back until your birthday next year.
What, till May of 2021?
Yeah.
Why would you wait a full year and a half now?
He has to reshoot.
Yeah.
Oh, he has reshoots?
He has to- he has to
It's because Henry Cavill has a mustache again?
He's doing it by himself because no one else will do it with him.
He kind of probably is.
Yeah.
But yeah, that would be my number one. That would be my true number one.
But what's your real number one?
Tenet.
Yeah.
Obviously. Starring John David Washington, Robert Pattinson, and Elizabeth Debicki. This trailer, as you said, was so interesting, and it gave you clues. But as Nolan does, he doesn't give anything really away. He just does enough to whet your appetite and say, "Come see the movie."
I remember Inception. I saw the trailer for Inception. I'm like, I have no idea what this movie is about, but I want to see it.
Yes, but that's all I can say about that. Like, I am more than stoked seeing this movie. I'll be stressed out before I go to this movie. It'll be one of those experiences where I'm just anxious the entire day.
Because you're worried he's going to pull an M. Night Shyamalan?
Yes. When is it going to happen?
I don't know.
And he's spending, he got an over $200 million budget. He's never had that for a movie before, which is crazy. Just this
$200 million for this?
director with the original IPs, and he got that much money, but he's made
That's
with every
risky.
movie,
That's risky.
every single movie, well over $500 million. So he makes the money.
So it's kind of a sure shot for the studio.
Yeah, but still, one day it will happen. One day he will fail.
It will.
Just not today.
No, please don't let it be Tenet.
Yeah.
So there you go.
So no Top Gun, even honorable mention, huh? You guys aren't excited
That's
at all?
fine.
No, Top Gun was one of those where I went, no, don't mess with the formula. It was a great movie at the time. Does not need a sequel. Standalone.
I love Tom Cruise. He hasn't aged today, but I don't really care about what the Air Force has or has not done in 30 years.
The trailer, the trailer was fun because they used the music, and I was
Yes.
like, okay. But they said some things in the trailer that kind of made me give pause. Just things like, you haven't flown for 30 years, and I'm like, what do you mean he hasn't done combat for 30 years?
It will be a beautiful movie. Like the jet shots will be amazing.
He's going to really
Skyline
be
will
flying
amazing.
them. Like
Yes.
Tom Cruise is going to be in
Does
the plane.
Tom Cruise
flying
have
it.
anything else this year?
I don't think so.
Looking it up.
He is filming Mission Impossible 7 and 8.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
How? That guy needs to rest.
He will never rest.
He needs to
He is
rest.
bathing in the
When he
blood of
dies.
innocence.
No, he's not.
With Gwyneth Paltrow.
He may be.
Just Top Gun Maverick this year. And
Innocent
then Mission
Puppies,
Impossible 7
too.
next year.
Yeah, probably puppies. Yeah.
And then Live, Die, Repeat, and Repeat. That's that.
mercy.
That's a great
Okay.
title. That's a great title.
Stop that.
That's next year, right?
So there you go.
Live, Die, Repeat, and Repeat.
Let us know any of these categories. If you want to throw your hat in the ring of
It was
predictions.
a random show.
Yeah.
We know.
And we hope you enjoyed it. But right now, we want to give some shout outs to our patrons. Those that support us at patreon.com/Baconsale, where you get extra content and some extra perks as well. So first of all, we'd like to thank the I Am the Listener tier, which includes Adrian Gray, Stephen Ross, Terry Finley, Crew Dutler, Spencer Larson, Braden Winterton, Chris Strout, Colton Cook, Jennifer Kokowski, Sean Sanquist, and Arsenal, our newest patron.
Awesome.
And then we have our Bacon Council, which includes Mats Mudro, Ryan Farron, Chris Anderson, Nicole D. Hale, and Reverse Listener. Thank you, all of you who support Baconsale, whether on Patreon or whether you're just listening. We really do appreciate it, and thank you. But if you want to find me, you can find me at 76Joel on Twitter, or you can find me performing with Quickwits. They perform every Saturday night at the Midvale Performing Arts Center. For more details, go to qwcomedy.com or go to the Quickwits Facebook page.
If you want to find me at Twitter or Instagram, it's at Kenny3DD. If you want to read my movie reviews, it's ShowtimeShowdown.com.
You can find me on Twitter at Jacob A. Rogers and find Baconsale on Twitter and on Instagram at Baconsale. Go find our merchandise store, tpublic.com/Baconsale. And as Joel just mentioned, patreon.com/Baconsale. Go and support us there. We really appreciate you and love you for all that you do for us.
So until next time, hope you have a chief life, you filthy dragons. Surface relationships are not going to work for you in 2020. You need to get deeper.
Oh, no.
That's what it said.
I love surface relationships.
Yeah.
As Kent likes to say, who needs family when you have celebrity?
Surface level relationships for the win. Toss a coin to your season 6. Oh, Valley of Plenty. Oh, Valley of Plenty. Oh. And it's a rat tail in the straw.
Kent, I don't want to imagine that.
Imagine that.
No, that's so disgusting. I'm so sleepy.
You're so proud of that song.
He was afraid in his eyes.
Yeah.
He was afraid of what I might do.
Change it for me, Joel. For me. I'm not that flexible. Are you
They
a
must be
wizard?
Apparently.
Sure, Jacob.
It's
just did
a
it.
rare
There you go.
condition, step by step.
Oh, no.
Day by
No, my.
Judge Dredd, I feel like he's going to kill me, honestly.
That's what he's going to do.
And it's going to be the worst death
He's
imaginable.
going to stomp you to death.
Wait.
You've gone too far.
Somewhere here, I don't know where, is a filthy dragon. And I want to rip its wings off and fasten a blanket and sleep with it forever. I love you. Thank you. Too easy, you filthy dragon.
We're going to get weird.
Baconsale.
Bathing in the blood of innocence. Bathing in the blood of the innocents is not far enough?
Not
No,
for Jacob.
no.
That's every Wednesday night.
As long as someone's yelling at me, I can make it happen.
In relationships?
Yes. Chiefs, Chief Life.
Hashtag mighty go Chiefs.
It's Texas, the Star State. Blank
America,
Canada.
baby. Hashtag Chief Life. I don't know whether to be disgusted or impressed with you right now.
Chief Life, Chief Life.
That is at all.